hightailed it out of there.
Are you crazy? Don't go between them! Go between them! Are you crazy?
To my hole.
Good morning. Good morning. Grab yourself a cup of coffee because we got a good one today. So I was like, I got my coffee, but I got the regular mug today. I don't know how great it's going to be with this mustache. Yeah, not so great with a mustache. But anyway, grab a cup of coffee. We got some stuff to talk about. I got some things that I want to watch today, but I also got a busy day. So I'm going to leave here. I got to hit the post office, check that post office box, mail some stuff out, and then I want to try to get to a video store. So there's that one that I went to last time. Massive store, lots of stuff, super stoked. Think I want to go there. But someone told me the Second and Charles right around here is huge. So I might want to check that out. I think I can only fit one in today because we got some other errands to run. But I'm going to try it. Either way, I'm going to a video store today. That's the goal. And then this weekend, I want to rewatch One Night at McCool's because it never got a Blu-ray, I think. I'm pretty sure, like in America. Definitely not in America. One Night at McCool's only has a DVD. So I want to check out the shops and see if I can't find the DVD because I found it online, but I like to find stuff in the store. So I'm going to rewatch that anyway. Whether I find it or not. So that's the goal. I'm looking for it today, but whether I find it or not, I'm rewatching it. I just did a video yesterday of some like movies that flopped that I love. And this one, no shame, I'm going to rewatch it because as I was talking about, I was like, man, I want to revisit this movie. So Showgirls is getting a rewatch this weekend. And then I ordered a ton of stuff from Germany. I'm waiting for all of it. And then, one of them was actually, we did get a Blu-ray here, I think, but I think the packaging was cooler in Germany. But this one just came in yesterday. It came from Germany. I'm fairly certain we only got the DVD here, if anything. And it's Hunt Club with Mina Servari and Casper Van Dien and Mickey Rourke. So I just picked this one up. Looking forward to it. And complete blind buy. But as I was ordering stuff from Germany, the Amazon suggested this, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. So that's the big plan for the weekend. And let's get caught up. And then, so I was like, good morning, chat. Let's see, what do we got? Arthur says, good morning. Of course, Interspace comes out on 4K after I purchased the Blu-ray. Oh, it does happen that way. Now, we're going to talk about that because as people have complained about Shout Factory being notorious for like putting out a Blu-ray and then, 6 months, 9 months, a year later, putting out that 4K. And that sucks. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But this Blu-ray just came out. We're going to talk about it. So I'm pretty sure as we talk about Interspace, like I got to check when it came out. But then there's another one too that just came out that I know that I purchased probably in like 2021. Like I think that's when I picked it up. So it's only been a few years, which is totally fine. Like I think that's a good time gap. But there's so many films that were put out in like 2009, 2012. Still no 4K. Those would be great because some of those early Blu-rays were rough. Some of the later Blu-rays are pretty good. So that upgrade, you're not going to usually get a huge jump in quality, especially if it's just an upscale and not a full remaster. But being Arrow Video, I'm all in. So, let's dive into all that stuff. But good morning, everybody. Good morning. And Video Pro Boston. Good morning, Video Pro. Good morning, brother. And happy Saturday to all. Good morning, Darren. What's up, Cowabunga dude? What's up, brother? Space is coming together well. Yes. I had to rearrange a lot of stuff. And then I found out I'm missing stuff because one thing that's getting released on 4K today, I was going to wait because it's just I think it's just either a studio release or maybe a Kino Lorber. I was going to wait on it, but now it's going to be day one because I don't have it in the collection. Because as I was redoing stuff, I was pulling some of the movies that are getting re-released, and I was like, is it a day one upgrade? Is it not? Well, Interspace, I wasn't going, if it was a studio release or Kino, I was just going to wait for a sale. But man, Arrow Video day one, it's going to have all the extras. I'm looking forward to it. But I went to look for The Saint. I don't have it. I know for a fact I just bought it like just a few years ago. It was released a few years ago. I bought it day one. I love the movie. I think it's great, but I don't have it. And so I am missing a box, like 100%. I'm missing one box and that they packed up, and then I'm missing one like tote. And I did put a lot of the movies in the totes because it was safest, I thought. And so I'm missing a tote. I'm missing a box. We got two boxes from somebody else's stuff that didn't belong to us at all. So they might have got our stuff. So I'm missing that stuff. And as far as like what else was in that box with the movies, I don't know. Because so far, this is the only one that I know that I'm missing. I rescanned everything into my app. I deleted everything. So I had like 3,051 movies, a bunch of, like 300 VHS tapes, a couple hundred DVDs. And yeah, I was like, I switched that all up. I scanned everything in. I got a lot more stuff because everything that I bought from November till now didn't get scanned in. And then it finally did. So right now, and that's the thing is I have no idea what is missing. But so far, I went to go watch The Saints or went to pull it off the shelf. It's not there. So this says I have, let's see, 3,029 movies. And 1976 Blu-rays. 459 4Ks. That seems to be about right, roughly. DVDs now are 347. And VHS is 110. So I did whittle stuff down. I did purge a lot of stuff. I got rid of stuff. I added stuff. So I just have no idea what I'm missing. And then the stuff I do know I have is the laser discs. I had 80 something, so I have 89. That seems to be right. The HD DVDs I had right around 40, so 37 seems to be right. And for the PSP movies. That's another thing. I really got to try to track down a PSP because I have the PSP movies and I've got no way to watch them. You could plug that old PSP into your television with a little cord and then you can watch it that way. So I do have two of the PSP movies. I mean, obviously the Fifth Element Collector's Edition, like that's just because part of the collection. I don't need to watch it. But there's two movies I have on the PSP format that I have no way to watch at all. I don't have in any other format. So I think I'm going to try to track one of those down soon. But yeah, I'm missing The Saint. So that's going to be a day one pickup. Upgrade because I don't have it, I guess. But yeah, so as I'm doing that, like moving stuff around, finding out what's missing. But yeah, I need more shelves. So I have this space now all open up from here over. I can fit 2 more of these big shelves or 4 of the narrower shelves right in here, and then I can get more stuff on the shelves, out of boxes, taken care of. And everything was out of boxes. So so the things that I'm missing, they're missing 100%. And so then things went back into boxes to then make the room presentable, don't have stuff all over the floor, not have a giant mess. So there's that. But as far as the actual movies, all the movies are out. The only thing that's in boxes is like the collector stuff, big toys, dumb things that I don't need, display pieces. So yeah, more shelves. I'm going to be able to do that. Site for Remo Williams is coming out. Yeah, me too, brother. Me too. That's one that I've almost picked up a few times. There's another movie in here it's a cult film, and it comes up once in a blue moon as a recommendation. But it's a movie I love, but I haven't seen it in like 30 something years, and it's coming out finally on Blu-ray. I think maybe 4K, but definitely Blu-ray. But it's one that over the years I've almost like paid $50 for that VHS. I only would find a VHS once in a blue moon on eBay, and it's finally coming out. So I'm glad I never did. But yeah, I was like, it might throw a monkey wrench into how I'm upgrading things, because we're getting things out of the blue that I never expected to get ever. Remo Williams, stoked about that. So he was out in the wild today and picked up Blu-rays of Death Race 2000. Kong Skull Island, Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. version. Nice. Yeah, my friend in Australia, like we talk like almost on a daily basis, and that is a huge blind spot in my collection. I like Sherlock Holmes. I have the Robert Downey Jr. ones, and I've seen a few of the other ones. But he got me on this and I love Basil Rathbone, but he got me on that kick because he was showing me all these like Sherlock Holmes Basil films, and I'm like, oh man. So I'm going down this Sherlock Holmes rabbit hole. I picked up Without a Clue. Fantastic movie, and it was an Olive film, so that was going to get added to the collection anyway. But then as I was looking, there's a ton of Sherlock Holmes films that I want to grab, so I have a lot on my radar. Oh, and that is one thing I did do. I went through my collection, and everything that from VHS that has a DVD, it's in a box, and then I'm going to look for that DVD. I get it on my Notes app. And then, because I'm going to look for it in the, cheap, $1, $2, thrift stores, cheap on that. I'm not going to order any of that stuff because that is that case. Like, are we going to get the Blu-ray? Are we going to get the 4K? So I have a long list of movies. I mean, obviously they might not be for everybody, but long list of movies. I have them in alphabetical order because the one place I found just has like just rows and rows and rows of DVDs in alphabetical order, not even separated by genre. And so that's just going to be an easier way to see if they have it. And so that's the plan for that. And then on that list is definitely movies that I know I want, I don't have, and only have the DVD. And so, like, are we going to get that Blu-ray? There's some like cult classics. Like I just picked up an old one with Lori Loughlin and it's like something about I forget. Anyway, so old one with Lori Loughlin and Keanu Reeves. And so I picked that one up. Super stoked about that. And it only has a DVD, so I was getting it for cheap. It was great. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the week. All right, what do we got? Psyched about Remo Williams? Yes. I'm sure Remo was originally called Unarmed and Dangerous. Was it? It might have been. It might have been. And more and all. More than Andy Morgan. More than brother. Inner Space is pre-ordered. Going to need more shelves I don't have room for. Yeah. Get rid of furniture, brother. That's it. I mean, that's what I was like. It sucks, but I did that. Like, so years ago, I had this thing of like, well, I can only fit these amount of movies in my shelves, in my drawers, in my cupboards, and like almost like I was like hiding it away, like I was ashamed of my collection. And then once I flipped on that switch of like, I'm getting rid of the satellite dish. I'm going to start buying more movies, the things that I love, because that's all I ever wanted to do anyway, was watch a movie. Once I did that and I shifted and I was like, well, I need a shelf, and I bought a shelf. It was just out of control. And then obviously I have a dedicated movie room now, and I did in the last place too, but I didn't always have a dedicated movie room. So I've only had it in these last two places. So I am lucky to have that. So if we move again to a smaller place, but the thing is, when we move from here, that should be our like final destination, like, retirement home kind of thing. Like, we're never moving again because she's getting out of the military, and then that should be it. So everything should be planned. Like, hey, we need a movie room. And then I have space for the other shelves in elsewhere. Now, when I originally moved in here, I did get everything in here, and it sucked. It was hard to move around. It was hard to see things. And it was, I had shelves in front of shelves. It was a horrible thing, and it was the way I did it. But I was able to get the shelves out of this room into other places, and it's not the greatest place, but it works because I had such wide stairs, and then I was able to put them in the stairwell coming upstairs. So it's a library wall. It's not the greatest, but it works, and that's where all the studio releases are: comedy section, horror, action, fantasy, sci-fi. All the studio stuff is out there again, except for this shelf. This shelf is all the films on the bottom two rows. Then you got like drama, thrillers, crime story stuff, and then all the rest is all drama. So, and then random things. And then so I was like, I got more room for more shelves, more boutique stuff. And like I said, I do feel lucky, but it was that mentality of like, well, I don't need this piece of furniture because I need to put a shelf here, and it changed how we looked at things. But I get it. It's not for everybody. Let's see. I want to pre-order Inner Space, but after pre-order Ninja Turtles for $80 and the price dropping to $50 on Amazon, I think I'll wait on pre-ordering Inner Space. That's the thing, is some movies for people are day one purchases. Inner Space, day one. If it was a Kino or a studio release, and I hate to say this because I like to support physical media, and if you're just always waiting for sales, then it's not giving the money to the right place. You know what I mean? They're not going to have enough money to give us more stuff. But not every movie is going to be a day one. You can't do that. Not everybody has the budget for that. And the thing is, like, I think that's a good thing. Like, if I had an unlimited movie budget, I would have a whole bunch of movies and things that I'm never going to watch, never going to see, that I don't like, that I don't care about. I would just buy everything. And so I'm glad there's a budget. I'm glad there's like a mentality behind that, because it is, certain movies are day one purchases, some movies aren't. Interspace being on Arrow with the extra features that are possibly going to be coming, day one purchase for me. Soldiers coming out, I want it. I don't know if it's a day one purchase. It also depends on what else is coming out that month. But then I'm like backtracking now. I'm finding a bunch of the old stuff that I didn't pick up day one now, and now I'm trying to grab that. So that's a big portion of my budget's going there. And so some of these movies aren't going to be day ones anymore. Interspace is going to be, but I totally get you, man. Like the certain movies, it's going to drop in price. Certain movies are going to sell out. Turtles, I really didn't expect to sell out, but I had that, like, for me, I had that my own FOMO because other things did. Conan did. Things I don't have did. Nightmare on Elm Street did. A bunch of stuff. So, it does happen that way. See, I thought about waiting too, but I got FOMO. Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I don't think Interspace is going to sell out, but it's going to be either, if it's not day one, it's going to be like within that time frame. And good morning, brother. Hi, I'm Jeremy Brett. I'm a Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes fan. I'm buying the TV collection on Blu-ray. Used to watch those with my dad as a kid. Nice. I was like, I don't have my notepad close by. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch this and write that note down. Yeah, I'll check those ones out. Like I'm literally diving into all of the Sherlock Holmes. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna get everything, but I'm gonna try to get everything. Because obviously some stuff's out of print and expensive. There was one, I think it's a little bit raunchy though. I think that's the whole point of it. It was like it was a Eureka release, but it was a Sherlock Holmes film, and so I wanted to get it, and then it was sold out. I was on Orbit DVD this morning. I was on Valerie Video. That's a new one. So I was on Instagram, and they were advertising Valerie. I think it's called Valerie Video. Something like that. And so anyway, like, it's just another place to buy movies. They had a great selection. They had some things that I wanted. I didn't pull the trigger on it, but I did fill up a cart. And I filled up a cart in Orbit DVD. I filled up a cart in Amazon and eBay. So I have quite a bit of my budget. I have to like whittle some of those things down. But there's a lot of things that I actually want. And that Eureka Sherlock Holmes film, that's the one I'm trying to track down now. Let's see. And Sweezy, good morning, 80s. Good morning, brother. So I've been picking up a bunch of original movie posters for my favorite films. Awesome. I definitely bought more posters than I have wall space for. First world problems. Yes, I'm in the same boat. And so I have a collection of movie posters, and most of them are stored away because that same reason. They're still in their tubes. I actually have a whole corner here filled with the tubes of movie posters. I have some that were sent to me folded. I have a giant one. It came from France. And I don't remember off the top of my head what it was measured in centimeters, but it is massive. So massive, like you can't buy a frame for it. It has to get custom framed. And then once I take it to get custom framed, I don't know how I'm getting it home. Like that's one of those things. And it's like this amazing poster that's from the Cannes Film Festival. So I want to get it framed up at some point. But yeah, it's like stuff like that. It's like, when am I going to do it? How, it's expensive. Like I've never framed anything that big. Like the Friday the 13th poster that came with the Scream Factory set here that I have here that I still have to find a place for on the wall. That one was expensive to frame. The Frankenstein and Dracula ones were extremely expensive to frame, and those are nowhere near as big. So it's just like, man, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. I don't know when I'm going to get it home. And then I need somebody to help me put it on the wall. And then is it going to stay on the wall? It's that big. So it's like one of those things. I'm like, man, yeah, you're right. First world problems. But, good on you for collecting your favorite movie posters. That is the one thing about this hobby is a lot of people just look at it as movies. And then all the time I'm, told by people that are, I guess, naysayers or, people that like to ruin other people's good time. And they're like, oh, it's just, you just want to watch it. Who cares about the packaging? It's just about the movie itself. And that's what gets you into it. But it's the love of the movies, and it's the other stuff. And it's the movie posters, the art cards, the lobby cards. Like, that's another thing. If you, just a small form factor, if original movie posters you don't have a lot of room for, look into trying to collect the lobby cards. They were just basically little cards There were stills of the movie. They were, decent size, and you could still get those framed up, and they would be in the lobbies of the movie theaters to, get you into the movie. And they were just great. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about. But then there's other things too. There's like the old press kits. So I have a couple of those. I did the old ones were paper. So the press kit would be sent in a folder with all the paper, parts of the script, things that the studio would want them to talk about, and then photographs, things that they released so that they could print and it wouldn't be, fall under copyright. And there's that. And then sometimes, if the movie's so popular, those press kits get parted out and then each piece is like put online for crazy expensive. But then a lot of times I've been able to find some great movies in those press kits for a good price. And then at the point when DVDs came out, the press kits shift from paper to DVDs. And so I have a bunch of those, but because the DVDs, a lot of them would take you to a website, and those websites are gone now. So a lot of the features, a lot of the stuff in those digital press kits, they're not functional, but it's got the coolness factor of, cinema history. So there's definitely different ways to collect things, and you don't have to just get into movie posters. There's so much into this world. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Ribinator. Good morning, brother. Would that movie be The Night Before? Yes, actually, it's a fun movie. Early Keanu Reeves, one that most people missed, and the movie poster on it's absolutely fantastic. So she's like sitting on like an old metal bed frame, and it's painted. It's a painted movie poster, and then he's like got his head and his arms in it, like it's like the stocks. And so yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah, I got that VHS coming in the mail. And it only had a DVD. Like they never got a Blu-ray or a 4K. It's a cult classic. It's something that it's not for everybody, but man, do I love it. And TJ, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I see you got the coffee cup too, brother. And thanks for the everyone. All right, let's see. What do we got?
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
Yes, everyone. Good morning, brother. Let's see. And good morning, Blue Corner. Morning, brother. Saw a video the other day, and the guy was complaining about how expensive 4K is, and my comment was 4K is only expensive if you gotta get everything day one. Ha ha ha. And that's the truth. So that's the thing is that I was like, I hate to complain or knock about anybody in this community, but that's the one thing that really just frustrates me is the constant complaining about how expensive this stuff is. You don't have to buy it. That's the biggest thing. And in every hobby, no matter what it is, like and it's like if you're not in that hobby, like some of the stuff seems crazy. Like the sneakerheads, like when they start talking about how much they paid for sneakers that were used and they were like in a box, and because it had the box, they paid like thousands of dollars for sneakers that they're never going to wear. To me, that's wild. And so every hobby has expensive things and there's expensive portions of it, but you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy everything day one. And I think now, like, as I was going to say, like my title for this video or this live stream almost was like the prices are creeping up, but it's, again, I think that's not. It's, sometimes, they have to change things with inflation, but as I, noticed some of the pre-order prices on Amazon are a lot higher than they used to be. It's not. I'm still paying less. I'm still getting stuff for good prices. You can wait for sales. Not everything is a day one purchase. There's so many things like this. This movie, I'm pretty sure I imported this from Germany, and I was like, I'm not including the tax and the shipping, but this movie I think was like €6 or €7. Like if I lived in Germany, €6 or €7, I got a Blu-ray, great. You don't have to buy the premium stuff all the time. And then, yeah, it's like, you don't have to have everything. Like that's the point of having a collection is, you have the things that matter to you, and it's not going to have, the next person's not going to have the exact same collection. Like I'm sure, Blue Corner, you have a million more Hong Kong cinema movies than I ever will. And I like them. I like them a lot, but like, yeah, it's one of those things that I never think of it. And there's other movies that end up coming to the forefront, and that's what I grab first. Let's see. I come from the days when VHS movies were $80 plus. 4K seems like a bargain now. Yeah, and I was like, know about that, but like I was still a kid when that was happening, so I wasn't buying the movies until I was like probably my teenage years when I was actually buying the movies. And so then that price, you know, they were like $20, $30, and then you could always get stuff on sale, especially around the holidays. But then it wasn't really until like DVD hit, and then Walmart had that $5 bargain bin. That's when like things hit like rock bottom prices, and it was wild. And then I want to talk about that. I mean, maybe I'll save it for like a member only video, but like, because it's like, I was like, it's weird nostalgia ramblings, and so I don't think it makes good for like an actual video, but like hanging out doing the member thing, because it was like you could, you know, home video was so ingrained in our culture. Like I've got something here. I'll do it because I want to do a member only video tomorrow. And then the fourth wall members will get that posted tomorrow, and then the regular YouTube members will get that posted on Monday. Same video. But yeah, I'll do that because I've been wanting to talk about that for a while. I have this one film that's it's just interesting home video history, and so yeah, and I want to talk about Blockbuster too. So yeah, maybe I'll do a bunch of those videos tomorrow. But yeah, I was like, that's the thing. Like, you know, people talk about how expensive it is today. It used to be extremely expensive, and that was back when it was a collector market, and like normal people didn't have VCR. Normal people didn't have home video. It was only for those like, you know, movie buffs, the aficionados, the people that love this stuff so much that they were going to spend $80, $100. And then you have to, you know, figure out back then, you know, that $80 adjusted with inflation is like closer to $200 now or more. Yeah, it's wild. Especially with all the deals. Yeah, there's so many deals. I just, Hamilton book, I just put in another massive order, and on there I've got like $3 TV season, $2 movie. Like I've got some really cheap stuff, and then I got some like stuff I thought was a fair deal, but I still spent a little bit more money on it. But then finding that same version elsewhere was like $80. And so getting it for like 35 was a huge win. But then like, yeah, there's tons of stuff in that Hamilton order that was like under $5. And it's like, that's a huge win. So yeah, you don't always have to spend your money on the most expensive things. Like you don't have to get that premium edition. Usually when I buy a premium edition, there's a reason for it. One, all-time favorite movie, cool packaging, the art, I love it. All the extra stuff, I love it. But like when I did the Umbrella order, there was movies in there that I could have got the premium edition, but I didn't. And it was, part of it was saving money. And the other part of it was, I like the movie enough to have it in the collection, but I don't love the movie enough to put the extra stuff that it comes with on the wall. So yeah. Definitely great ways to save money for sure. And good morning, Colorado. Good morning, Craig Henry. Good morning, brother. Let's see. Pay $80 for the worst transfer you've ever seen, because that's all there was. VHS. I do remember the pan and scan for Ghostbusters. Yeah. It's like, and that's the thing. Like growing up with it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me, but that is something that comes, it's like a constant conversation when I talk about older stuff like VHS and DVD. People get very angry over the pan and scan stuff. And I don't disagree. Like, I don't think it's like great. I'm not over here praising it, but I still get enjoyment out of watching an old VHS, especially if it doesn't have a Blu-ray or a 4K. It did have a DVD, and maybe it doesn't have the pan and scan anymore, and that's great. But then when I'm watching those older formats, almost always I'm watching them on this. And so if I'm watching, you know, you're getting the letterbox, it's not taking up the full screen. I don't mind it. But yes, having the Blu-ray, having the 4K, not having pan and scan is great. It's amazing. So don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's one thing that, like, I'm telling you, like, I knew about it, but I didn't hear anybody talk about it until like in the past couple of years. It's been like, it constantly gets brought up, like how bad pan and scan was. But back in like living in the 90s, like having that on your home video rentals, like yeah, I don't think anybody really complained about it. But I do remember, like, when it would pop up in the screen, it would pop up and say this video is formatted to fit your screen. That used to bother me. And so like I knew in the back of my head, I was like, if I saw this in the theater, I'd have way more picture. Yeah. Prices are going up compared to what we've seen for decades overall, but the market is changing, more niche, geared towards the collector, not the average person anymore. Yeah, and that is a valid point to make. Like if you're buying it brand new, day one, yes, prices are going up. And that, like I said, that was probably what I wanted to talk about this morning, but then I changed it. I was like, you know what? I was like, I see too many of those videos, and I was like, just another guy saying the same thing. It's too expensive. It's really not. Like when you think about it, if you're buying everything day one, no, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. It is. If you're buying everything day one, you have to have the brand new, the hottest, the 4K, the big premium edition. You're gonna pay the most. If you wait, you can save a ton of money. And then I have I don't even have it close by. I have a few collector items that were expensive like 10 years ago. I finally found them, and I got two of them, and I paid like, I think the original price was $85 for it at Best Buy. And then I think I got them both for under $20. And so it's still cool to have. I still want it. I'm still glad I have it. And I just waited. Now you're not going to be able to do that for everything. Like some things have a crazy expensive resale value that hold their, like eBay prices are nuts. But sometimes you can wait and you can find an amazing thing you want to add to your collection, and it's just, you don't have to have everything day one. But yes, I did notice that this morning as I was looking. A lot of the stuff on pre-order is like $45 for a Blu-ray. That's weird. But then, when it releases on Amazon, it's going to be cheaper than that $45, but that gives you that buffer where you're like, well, I got it for $32. It's not as bad as $45, and it makes you feel like it's a win. So I also think the Amazon pricing is disingenuous. It's like, it almost feels like it's like the casino tactics to like get you to get more. Just wait to see my HK Plex folder in the near future. Nice, brother. Nice. I have noticed that we've been using a lot more of the Plex server because we've been back into the watching TV shows Monday through Friday on the Plex server. So yeah, I did notice that you've been changing some stuff up. Many younger collectors never saw the pre-home video boom where things weren't really produced for the home market. Yeah. I was like, I was a kid in the 80s, so I was like little, but like I remember we got our first VCR, and I was maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 4 tops, 4. And the first movie was Pinocchio, and like looking back, I think that movie was $50 back then, and it was like that was it. And then so somebody brought that over because it was a family gift, new TV, new VCR for Christmas, and then like shortly afterwards, like somebody brought me Pinocchio, and it was like I remember it being a big deal, and I remember my mom like gasping because the sticker shocked how much it was. And yeah, and I was like a little kid. So yeah, I remember that. And then from then on there, like we didn't own a lot of movies, and it was always rentals, and we didn't own a lot of movies. We didn't get any movies really until they ended up being cheaper, but it was always a Christmas gift. And that was when they were like, I think $20 was like the average price, 20 to 30. So yeah, that was it. And so like the actual movies that were owned as a family, I think we might have had 10 tops. Like over the entire time until I started buying movies at 16. Yeah. Collecting in a constant juggle of money, time, and available space. Yes, it is constant. I don't know why I said content. Collecting is a constant juggle of money and time and space. It always is. And then there's this time where like, some people when they're starting out, because I get asked that question all the time, like, how do you have so many movies, and how do you have so much time to watch it? Well, I was like, I've designed my life around it, and then I've been collecting since I was 16, so I got like 28 years in that range of buying movies, and you don't buy it all at once, and it's not just to throw it on the shelf because I want to fill up my shelves, because like that's one of the questions that gets asked all the time. No, it's like I've been buying movies since I was 16 years old, and it was VHS, DVDs. I worked at a video rental store, so I was like bombarded with a ton of movies that I had never been introduced to before at that time. And then once DVD took over, I got my favorites. I got rid of my VHS, and I did the same thing with Blu-ray. But then I started recollecting everything, and then I've been going back to thrift stores and stuff, and you get things cheap. But it was always buying the things I liked, and then if it was like I need to try it or a blind buy, if I didn't love it, it didn't stay in the collection. So like it is that too. Like it's not just, the shelves aren't filled with things that I hate. It's filled with things I love. And then how I watch a lot of movies is I've changed my life around that. So like in the morning, I watch a movie, I drink my coffee, I have some quiet time, I make a video, and then I edit the video. While I'm editing the video, I have an iPad here. So I have my Plex server that I can stream anything from the Plex server. So I can watch movies, TV shows, whatever here. And then, so that's more of a distracted watch. So that's how I'm getting in the movies that I've seen a million times that I absolutely love. And then on the weekends, man, we probably knock out 5 movies Saturday, 5 movies on Sunday. And then through the week, we do the TV show. And so then I'm watching 2 movies before I hit the sack. And I've never needed to have that 8 hours of sleep. Like 4 or 5 hours, I'm totally good. So everyone goes to bed like 8 o'clock. My wife's in bed, my daughter's in bed at 8 o'clock, and then I watch at least 2 movies, and then I hit the bed, no later than 2 o'clock. And then I'm up by 7. So, and I started all over again. And then when I had a full-time job, I always figured out how to watch a movie there. And so I know that's not feasible for everybody, but even when I worked at I worked at Home Depot, I worked overnights. I took the overnight job on purpose so I could listen to a movie. I couldn't necessarily watch it. I drove a forklift, I did stuff, but they said you could have headphones in and listen to music. Well, I just put on movies, plugged it in, threw my phone in my pocket, put the headphones in, and I listened to movies. And then on my lunch break, you got an hour, you can knock out a movie roughly in there and then finish it up. But yeah, I was always doing that. But yeah, trying to find the time is a big thing. And then, if you watch a movie every single day and you have more than 365 movies, you're not going to watch everything. And that is always the constant conversation. How do you watch everything? And it is like trying to figure it in. There are certain movies that no matter what, they get a yearly watch. There are certain movies in this collection that get watched every 2 to 3 years. Like Lord of the Rings, that big giant box set, that's easy. Where is it? Right there. That's easily every 2 years it gets watched, and because it's a big time consumer. So we'll knock that out over a weekend. We'll do Hobbit on one day, we'll do Lord of the Rings on the other day, do the marathon, and that'll be our day. We'll have like pick food, finger food type thing, pizza stuff, like quick stuff where I'm not cooking a meal and we're just hanging out. We do the popcorn and make it from scratch, and then we don't do the microwave stuff because my daughter's allergic to butter. She's allergic to dairy specifically. So like I make everything from scratch, and the popcorn too. So yeah, we do all that stuff. And then that's how I fit it in. And so like, yeah, just because it's on the shelf doesn't mean it gets watched every single year, but there's a lot of it that does. Captain Blood. Oh, that's one I need. And then I don't know if you guys know, like, I mean, sure you do, you probably know, but I'm pretty sure that Captain Blood is that scene from the Goonies where he's watching the pirates and, he's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Errol Flynn. But Captain Blood was not cheap on 4K from Criterion. I know I'm waiting on it. It was going to be a day one, but like with everything that was going on, and now they're talking about this government shutdown again, and I'm like, maybe I'll wait. But I do want Captain Blood, for sure. I wonder if I will ever... if I will have regret over the lack of HDR. I've waited so long for this Blu-ray to come to 4K first, and now I know there's also a Blu-ray. Well, that's the thing is like, I don't know. It's a constant conversation. HDR, Dolby Vision, and then when I have my opinion about it, there's so many people that are like, "Oh, you're wrong. Here's the facts about it." And I was just like, "Okay, let's go." My experience in watching Dolby Vision HDR, one, that's not how the movie was recorded. It's an enhancement. It's something that makes it better. And some TVs, not all TVs, are in that LCD screen, and you don't have the deep dark blacks. You don't have the rich, vibrant colors. And when I had a Samsung, it was the Curve television. It was an LCD, one of the first 4Ks. It didn't have HDR, it didn't have Dolby Vision, and everything that people were like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing!" I was like, "This kind of isn't that great." Like the 4K, my Blu-ray was fine. The 4K it's a little fine. Like it's not drastic improvements. It wasn't. I felt like I was being oversold. And then when I got my OLED, and it had the Dolby Vision, it had the HDR, it had the stuff, but then it was also an OLED. I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. These discs are great. But then certain Dolby Vision things, I don't get the same experience. Like, I'm like, wow, it's way too dark, way too gray, everything. And then so I turn it off and I get a better experience that way. So I was like, it used to be a selling point to me, and I used to, clamor for it. Like, people would talk about it, like, oh my God, the HDR is so amazing. And yeah, it depends on what kind of television you have. I think that's a huge part of it, because not all TVs are made the same. When you watch an old VHS or an old DVD on an old television like the CRT, most people would get a similar picture because it was the similar technology. But the fact that there's OLED, there's QOLED, there's QLED, there's the mini LEDs, there's regular LED, there's all this different technology. Still plasmas. I mean, the plasmas were never 4K, I don't think, but I have a plasma 1080p high definition television still, and it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing. I can take any Blu-ray, any 4K, and even though it can't display the 4K, max resolution, only, it only maxes out at the 1080p, it looks great. And then when I was watching those same movies on that old Samsung LCD, it didn't look great. And then, yeah, so it is one of those things. Like, I don't think you're missing much with the HDR stuff, I'm telling you. But again, it also probably depends on your system. But for me, I just haven't felt like I was missing out since I've turned it off. My problem is I always want the best version I can get. The online sales sometimes are unclear on whether there's a slip or exactly what version is on sale. Yeah, there's this one I'm trying to get, and I can get it. Man, I've said before, like, if it's a standard release, I have not cared about the slip covers because they almost always get damaged and just look stupid on the shelf, because that's the ones the families are touching. But like all the boutique stuff, if I can have a slip cover, I can have a slip box, it sits on the shelf nice, it's for me, I love it. And so I have it. And so like partly certain things I'm like, oh man, I really want this. But then there's like this, what is it? It's a movie. I was like, I would be perfectly fine with a VHS. Like, that's how not great the movie is. But it's Christina Lindbergh. It's some Nymphette movie that she did. And she was a erotic sex movie girl from the 70s. And so I have a lot of her films. I grew up watching that stuff. And this movie here was a Vinegar Syndrome release. I missed out on it. I think just the slipcover version of it on eBay was like $80, and I'm like, I can get it for 28, but I was like, some part of me is like, I feel like I'm missing out over this stupid cardboard, and I never had that issue. I never do. But like that time, I'm like, I want the stupid cardboard, so I was like, I'm just gonna get the regular version, and I'm not gonna spend that extra money. But man, it was like something about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it is one of those things. And it is like the thing. It's not the best version, but it's the complete version, I guess. I used to love going to Walmart after the bars closed, pick up a $5 movie bin flick to watch. Yes, that was great. Because especially when Walmart here in America used to be open 24 hours a day, you could just go when nobody was around, do your grocery shopping, do whatever, pick up a movie, and that was my schedule. So like every Tuesday here in the U.S., it was release day. So Best Buy, Target, any place that had, and Walmart did have them too, day one releases, but almost always I was at the Best Buy. Even back then, Circuit City, when it was still open, I was there, and that was my every day. But then when I would go grocery shopping, I would specifically go to Walmart just because of the movie section, and you could always find stuff like stuff I needed in the collection. But that $5 Walmart bin was great for the try it before you buy it thing, because it felt like it was renting a movie. If you didn't love it, easy to donate it. But if I rented a movie, at the time I was like, and obviously they didn't last long, but after that, but at the time early on, I can go to Blockbuster and rent a movie for $5-6 in that range, or I can buy a Walmart bin movie, try it out for $5. And so I did that a lot when I was picking up movies. But then there is that shift, and I think that Walmart bin, that $5 price tag, is what convinced a lot of people that physical media is just crazy expensive. It always was. Walmart just drove that price down, and because like a lot of the things, I think Walmart has to buy all their movies. And so like somebody was trying to tell me this, like one of the distributors, they were stocking the shelves either at Best Buy or Walmart, and they were explaining it to me that when like Best Buy or any of those companies, when they put the movies on the shelf, they come in, if they don't sell in a certain amount of time, then it's part of their contract where they come back and they get them and then they redistribute them. And that's where places like Hamilton Book, you'll buy a movie that's like hard to find and it'll have a Best Buy exclusive sticker on it because that's what happened. They took it off the shelf at Best Buy at some point and then it went back to get redistributed to somebody else. But Walmart had to physically buy everything because they had the price so low. So they had to guarantee buy it, and that's why they did the $5 Walmart bin where nobody else did. And I think that right there tricked everybody into thinking this stuff's crazy expensive. It always was. Walmart just drove that price real low, and none of those movies were worth $5. Like some of those movies are crap, but I was like, and if you love them, you love them. Like that's totally. I found some hidden gems in the $5 bin. I found some great movies. What was it? Once Upon a Time in America. That Blu-ray, and I know it's getting re-released in 4K or whatever, but that Blu-ray I have. I got in the $5 Walmart bin and it had it was the extended cut. It had the deleted scenes that were, that were never added before. And so they were added into the movie and you could watch it that way. And that Blu-ray went out of print and it was like very expensive on eBay for a long time. I don't know if it still is, but it was a $5 Walmart win. Let's see. I got a Laserdisc in 2005 when it was affordable in the 90s. It was priced out of reach. Wow. I do remember walking into Sam Goody and wanting Star Wars Definitive Collection, then seeing the price. Yeah, I stayed away from that for the longest time. I have it now. And it's great. I had Laserdisc and stuff is great, but I never got into Laserdisc in the 90s. And like where I was, they didn't have them. Like none of the stores had them. Like it was just one of those things that you always heard about. And I didn't know anybody that even owned Laserdisc, but it was something I always wanted. And then it went away. And now I'm collecting it. I'm finding it. Some of it's still expensive, but I'm finding it. I have quite a few movies in that collection that don't have a Blu-ray, don't have a 4K. And if they do, maybe it's an import from Europe somewhere. I have 501 Hong Kong movies encoded and already ready to go so far and not done yet. Yeah, I figured you would. I have like a modest 15 maybe, and that's not even counting. That's just guessing. So, yeah, you do. And I figured as much. But I was like, everybody's got their own thing. Like, I like Hong Kong cinema, but like, it was one of those things that like I would find it on a Saturday afternoon, and so while I enjoy it, it's one of those things that was never like at my forefront. It was never one of the things we rented from the rental store, and even then, I try to remember like you only had some Jackie Chan stuff, Bruce Lee. You never had the obscure stuff ever at the video rental stores where I was, and then it was like always like later on, people are like, "Oh man, I grew up on this film," and I'm like, "How? How did you grow up on it?" But I was like, different places, different culture, different things, man. I get it. But yeah, 501 Hong Kong movies, nice. I am far behind. I really need and want to get myself a server set up. Yeah, you can do it pretty cheap. I mean, you can do whatever budget you got, you can do whatever, but like you can grab an old like Windows 7 computer for like under $100 on eBay and just plug it into your TV and just run it that way. And you could just plug movies into your hard drive, or you can go the route of building a NAS server or NAS, however you say it, NAS server with all the hard drives. You just put everything on there and it's a box and you plug that into your internet and then you can just stream it all over the house. You can do that. But yeah, you can do it pretty cheap. I have actually, I found that part wasn't cheap, but I found an old, tower case. It was an old computer case, but it was one that was designed to be a home theater PC. So it's designed to sit, and go in with your components and sit and look nice on your shelf. I have that, and I built that out years ago, and then I got something like 8 hard drives in it, and yeah, all I did was I went on eBay and I found an old gaming PC. So it worked great. And it's probably overkill for what I'm using it for, but it's older. And so I think I got it for like $60, $80 or something. And yeah, it's the motherboard and the CPU there. And then eventually getting a graphics card and the sound card and all that stuff. And I built it over time, but I'm telling you, I didn't invest a ton of money into my server, but I know the sky's the limit and you can invest a ton of money, but mine works and I like it. Let's see. VHS prices in those days is why my house smelled like electronics all day long, making copies of rental movies. Yeah, yeah, that was a huge thing. I always tried to do that. My dad was like a stickler on breaking the law. Like he wouldn't even bend the rules. Like I had a friend who his dad worked for a cable company, and he was like, my dad'll just hook you up and give you free cable. And my dad was like, absolutely not. Like, and I was like, oh man, free cable? What are you talking? Like, it was because we were already paying for cable. He was going to give us the pay channels because he worked for cable. And I was like, oh. But yeah, and my dad refused because he was just always like not even afraid that he was going to get arrested, but it's just like he couldn't do anything wrong ever. Also late to the party, so howdy everyone. Good morning, brother. Howdy, said the brick. Hey, it's better late than never, right? Yeah, glad you're here. Glad you made it. I used to buy VHS from Blockbuster Video, so were previewed rental, but some were new. Like in the 90s, you'd see the film in the theater, and then later VHS. I have to have GoldenEye, 007, Fifth Element. Yes, yeah. Those are great pickups too. But yeah, that was the thing. I remember like you could go to the grocery store. That's what I was going to talk. That's the member only video tomorrow. I'm going to ramble about this because I love it, and it's just the nostalgia for like finding physical media, and like it was just everywhere. It was ingrained in our culture. So yeah, I think it's going to be the video. But yeah, you could get the stuff at the grocery store. Most grocery stores where I was had actual rentals. They had a whole section in the back you could rent tapes and stuff. But then like even after those rentals went away, a lot of the grocery stores would have like a little section where they'd sell used movies, a lot of times VHS, and then the red boxes came in, and that then changed. Let's see. We were talking about that. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, buying used is great. Saving tons of money that way. Server streaming, if you are Apple, you can just use home sharing via the devices. Yes, you can. All right, we got all that stuff, and like an hour into this, I really didn't plan on being here long because we got such a big day. But let's dive into the things I'm stoked for. The new announcements, the new 4Ks. There's stuff that's first time on Blu-ray, first time on 4K, and man, it's like it's going to change my upgrade thought process, especially with like Interspace coming out. So let's see. Let's share this screen. Okay. All right. So then let's see. Right here. One of the first things. This is huge for me. It's a Kino Lorber title. You're getting a new 4K restoration. It comes out in April of The Phantom. So this is a movie that I absolutely love. I've talked about it tons over the years, and it's one of those things that, I saw it back in the 90s. I think it's pure 90s fun. I think it's also an underrated comic book type story. I mean, the original story of The Phantom comes from the pulp novels in like the 30s. There was a 1950s, and I could be wrong on that number, but let's just bear with me. It's probably the 1950s movie serial where you'd go to the movie theater and you'd see like 20-minute, I don't know how long it is either, but you'd see a short clip of the movie, and then you'd go back the next week and you'd see the rest of it, and you'd see the rest of it. And I think there was like, you stitch them together, and it might have been like 15 episodes or something, and they've stitched them together. So like the Phantom serial, I'm pretty sure you can see on YouTube for free now. But yeah, the Phantom's been around forever, and it's one of my all-time favorites. And a lot of times I'm like, we don't need any more sequels. This is a world that I'm happy with what we got, but I would have loved for more of these Phantom movies. And I just loved it. Billy Zane, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Again, for me, this is my childhood, and it's one that I constantly go back to. But I do love this film, and so this is going to be a day one pickup for me. Let's see what else. So yeah, it's coming out in April. Super stoked about that one. But it is coming out. You can get the Blu-ray or the 4K. You're getting a new 4K restoration from the camera negative, approved by director Simon Windsor. Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the film. New audio commentary by the director. So that's huge for me. Like I said before, I love when they add the special features, but when it's like, a film historian, and I totally get, you give me like a 50, 60, 80-year-old film, most of those people are gone. Unfortunately, people that worked on the film are no longer there, so that's what you got. But you give me a newer film, and the people are still around, and then you're giving me film historians. I'm like, it's one of those things. I love the commentary stuff when it's from the people that made the film, because it's inside their own brain. When, you know, especially the director. My favorite one, I just watched it the other day, Swordfish. My favorite commentary of the year that I've watched so far is the Swordfish commentary, because it's from the director. Everything that he thought, memories he had, it just works. This is not speculation. This isn't like, you know, and I hate to point this out, but like, it's one of those things, like, people have their political beliefs, whether they're political or not. And when they speak about stuff, sometimes it leaks out. And sometimes I have watched these commentaries from people that are film historians. Some of that stuff leaks out, and then it just kind of, not makes it uncomfortable, but it just kind of, it's not what the people thought back then. It's not what the people that were involved in making the film thought. It's your opinion. And that's totally fine to have your opinion, but that's not what I sign up for. So anytime I can get this, oh man, I'm all in. Yeah, this is going to be huge for me. Day one, super stoked about it. Do I need to upgrade? Probably not. I think my Blu-ray looks great. I think it's fine, but yeah, I want this. And a new audio commentary, all in for sure. Now this one here, this is one that I'm kind of frustrated with. So here we go. Here's another Sony deal. 4K is coming out in Steelbook, looks like only. So you're getting a Steelbook 4K HD plus the digital. The Steelbook art is fantastic, I think. I think it looks fun. This movie looks super fun. I'm all in. I haven't seen it yet, but it's one that this was going to be a blind buy day purchase based off the trailer. I don't love reboots. I talk about that all the time. Very rarely does a reboot like catch me where it's like, oh, wow, that was really good. This one here plays it up as a complete comedy, like they're trying to reboot the Anaconda movie. And so I'm all in. I am all in on this movie 100%. This 4K here, being a Steelbook only, is very frustrating. There's a Blu-ray option, which is awesome, but it's that's it. That's it. So you're getting the Blu-ray standard edition. Oh, I can't click that one. So you're getting this, and it comes out in March. So this is, again, Blu-ray on, what was the price on that? Yeah, the pre-order price is $45. Do I think this is a $45 movie? Probably not. This is definitely something that I would wait for, but I want it. This is a huge pickup for me for this year specifically, but I don't know. I was like, it was filmed in 4K, it was shot digitally, it's probably going to look really good, and I think the Blu-ray is going to be perfectly fine. So I'm going to grab the Blu-ray. Will I ever upgrade, double dip on it? More than likely, probably not. I think I'll just be fine with it. But again, looking at that Blu-ray price at $31.99 for the pre-order price, obviously it'll be lower, but yeah, it is starting to creep up. But I think that's a little bit adjusting with inflation, but I think a little bit also, we're talking about boutiques all the time. The boutique stuff's expensive, and a lot of people are talking about day ones, and then you look at the stuff that people are spending on eBay. I think these studios are catching on now because the prices are creeping up. Not too bad, but it's noticeable. So there's that. And then Tron Ares. This is one that just came out. I love the Tron series. We just rewatched Legacy. Love that movie. Thanks to Sithabrick. He sent those over to me, so that was awesome. And then yeah, so this is one I haven't picked up yet, but I will be picking up. It's one of those things. I think my wife's not super into the Tron movies, so it wasn't a day one. My kid already saw this, but I do want to pick this up soon because I liked it. And I want to finish the trilogy. I hear this is really good, so I haven't picked it up yet, but I will, and I'm stoked about it. The 1408 Lionsgate Limited here also came out. People are talking about that one. I love the art. I think it's great. I'm going to stay away from it. It's Steelbook only, and that's fine for me. I don't need it. I don't have this movie in the collection, but it's another one I think I would be perfectly fine grabbing the Blu-ray. I think I would be perfectly fine grabbing the Blu-ray. The amount of times I'm going to watch it, but I don't know. I don't need this Steelbook. But this one is going to be a day one purchase. We're getting some Disney stuff on physical media. It's stuff that we always ask for, so I'm going to be putting my money there. My kid loves this movie. It's got Dolby Atmos audio track, Dolby Vision, HDR presentation of the film. You're getting a Steelbook, and then it looks like a standard release. So we're going to go with a standard release. This comes out in March. So this is going to be a solid pickup. She loved this film, and it was a good time. The family, I found myself laughing out loud on this one. It's just a kid, fun family film. So yeah, I liked it. And when the first one came out, I was like, this looks goofy. I don't need it. And I liked the first one, but this second one, I thought it was going to be, like sometimes the sequels, especially the animated stuff, it goes down a hill a little bit. I thought it was fun. And then here's the Steelbook on that one. So Steelbook fans, I think this is a solid win for you. I think the artwork looks great. You're getting interior artwork, which is also great. They don't always do that on stuff, but yeah, Disney physical media, I'm buying it for sure, because I'd like to get more of that stuff. If they see that we're pumping the money there, hopefully they're going to give us some more of the other good stuff. Cobra Kai complete series, we talked about this before. Let's see, when is it? This comes out in March as well. I'm going to wait on it, but again, it's something I'm interested in grabbing. But this is one, let's see. These are the ones that we're talking about here. So the Arrow Video April releases. So we're talking about Soldier. So this is just a fun movie with Kurt Russell. I think underrated, but yeah, it's coming out in April. It came out in 1998, and so this is something that, while I need it, I don't know if I need it day one. I don't have it in the collection, so this is going to be a big pickup for me for sure. But it's definitely something I want. The Eye it came out in 2002. I don't know if I need this one, but intriguing cover. A Pang Brothers film. Yeah, I'll probably pick this one up. I do like that stuff. I'm in. I don't know if I need it day one, but this is a day one purchase for sure. The 4K Arrow Video Interspace here from 1987. This is a movie I've talked about a bunch of times. Martin Short's comedic timing in this movie made me a huge Martin Short fan. Like, I had seen Captain Ron when it came out, but I saw this before anything else. And so, like, this was probably my first introduction to all of them. Melanie Griffith, Dennis Quaid, Martin Short. Like, this probably was my first introduction to all those guys. And I absolutely love it. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I've had it in my collection forever. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. And I'll be getting this on day one. So I'm super stoked about this one. And it's one of those things that I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect this to come out. And it wasn't one of those ones where I was like clamoring for it. I was like, oh, we need this on 4K. I liked my Blu-ray. I'm revisiting it on a yearly basis easily. I've never been like, oh, I wish this was on 4K. But I'm glad it's coming out. I hope they're gonna knock this one out of the park for sure. Let's see, what does it say? New 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, HDR presentation, newly restored, original lossless 2.0 audio, original 75mm or 70mm 6-track mix, DTS HD, 4.1 surround, and newly remixed Dolby Atmos. So I'm super in on that. I know that the purists, they hate when that stuff gets remixed. It wasn't how it was originally recorded, but like, usually it's, when you really break it down, none of it's how it's originally recorded. They record it and then they go and mix it later and then it gets put to the film. So I don't mind, when they upgrade the audio, but sometimes the upgrade isn't an upgrade. Sometimes it's overpowering or it's whatever, but sometimes it's amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Atmos does. If it does enhance anything, it has potential, because any of the scenes where Dennis Quaid's character is shrunk down inside Martin Short's body and he's going through, like, there's so many scenes that just blast through the speakers, I think would be amazing. But honestly, like, this is going to be a huge pickup for me. Absolutely love this film. Let's see, what do we got? The Killer is getting a re-release here, or a new release. So Arrow Video's putting this out in the UK of The Killer. Looking forward to that one. I don't think I need it. I'm going to try to track down the Shout Factory one. Or no, I have the Shout Factory one. So yeah, I definitely don't need it. I'm thinking of Hard Boiled. I don't have Hard Boiled, so that's the one I want to get. But I also missed out on that Shout Factory one, because the Hong Kong Cinema Classics Hamilton book had it for like $40, and then I went to go get it and it was gone. So I don't have it still. But it's one of those things that I would like to add soon. I don't need it. But The Killer, I thought was fantastic. I like my Shout version. So anybody in the UK that didn't grab that, you're going to get The Killer. That's awesome. But this is one I might pick up just on sheer 70s alone. It's a Wandering Ginza Butterfly Collection. I know nothing about it. I love the movie poster. I think it's fantastic. And it's from the 70s. I love 70s cinema, and then getting some of the Asian stuff from the 70s. I'm in. Again, I don't think it's day one, but it's high on my radar. The only one out of these are and this one. This one is coming out of the UK. I just picked up the US version, and I think we only had the Blu-ray. So I think this is a fantastic movie, but the UK version's coming out. So lucky for them. And then, let's see, got some stuff. This is one that I recommend, but I still need to grab in the collection. So I'm not getting this version. There's a Olive Films release of this, and Stone Cold. And I think the Olive Films Blu-ray cover looks way better than this. Like, it looks more intriguing, I think. But either way, it's coming out on 4K. Stone Cold. It's like a more of a cult film, and like some of the films that were recommended. If you like this film, check out these films. Were super fun. So it's something that a lot of people are going to want to grab if you're into those cult type films. But like one of the ones that I don't have it, and I'm like, oh man, pure 90s nostalgia right there when I saw this. Let's see, let's go down. It's Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas. So here we go. Here's the Olive Blu-ray cover. So that looks absolutely amazing. So that's right there. I've known about this for a while. I got to track down that Olive Films version. And then that's how I'll have it in the collection. I don't think I need the 4K. I think I'm fine just having one version of this. But where did it show? Let's see. So yeah, it's like if you like this, similar titles. This is one that we don't have. This only has a DVD. So I want this movie here. Beyond the Law with Charlie Sheen. Man, it's probably not great, but I want it. Michael Madsen. Yeah, I want that film. Only been on DVD. So that's one. And it's been on my radar for a while. It's just a movie that I've just kind of missed all these years. And then, let's see, what is this other one? Obviously, Commando. Commando's absolutely fabulous. And this is one that I think we should get a 4K sooner than later. This is one that I think a cult film. Not really a cult film. I think like just a great action film from its time that some people forgot about, some people love, but I don't think it's a cult film. I think it's a great film. That's what I meant to say. And then this is one, though. This is a cult film, and there was a TV show spinoff of this, the Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas. Only got the DVD. I don't think we need a 4K, but a Blu-ray, I'd probably pick it up for sure. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. And then I used to watch the show, not right religiously, but I used to watch the show like when it would pop on. It's just more Macho Man stuff on TV, and yeah, I loved all that back in the day. So yeah, those movies got recommended because of this, and yeah, I need that in the collection. But I'm gonna get the Olive Films version. So yeah, if you don't know anything about this, those films are recommended. If you like that, you're gonna like these. So yeah, I think you're gonna probably like that as well. But here, this is a huge one for me. Like I said, I went to look for it. I don't have it. I've scanned every actual physical disc, all the box sets, and anything that didn't have a barcode, I actually manually punched in. And so everything's been scanned in. I don't have this movie. I bought it back in I think 2021 is when we got that Blu-ray. So it hasn't been out long. And so I would have waited on this one because I thought I had it. I don't. I did, but I don't. And so, yeah, this is one. I don't know what happened. I don't know if my kid put it in the wrong pile and it got donated at some point, or if it's in one of the boxes that's missing. So, but either way, this is going to be a big pickup for me. I love the film, and I think Val Kilmer was great in this one. Let's see, if you haven't seen it, it's he plays like a he's like a con man. He's working for the wrong people. He gets money. He has this like crazy phone that flips out. Like back in the day, like it was way before smartphones. He had this like crazy phone that had like a keyboard built in, and he would get money transferred from him because he'd steal stuff, and he would always like change his look. Oh, it was great. I love this movie. He gets involved with Elizabeth Shue. He's trying to steal, like, she's I think free energy. That was their whole shtick about it. So she was creating some kind of free energy, and then the government was trying to take that back. He tries to steal it for the other government, and then, yeah, he gets involved with her. But yeah, I love this film. Oh, I got to revisit it now. I need that on 4K. And then this is going to be a huge one. Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. So another day one pickup. Grabbing this on 4K. I think it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure. Let's get caught up with the chat. Let's see. I've noticed recently the Steelbook releases are announced for a bit, and then they do a standard 4K after that. Yeah, I'm in no rush. on any of those like 4K steelbook onlys. The one I'm like on the fence of like I probably want to get it is the I have it on VHS. It's the one with Jodie Foster, the one where she has that safe room. They break into her house. I forget the name of the movie. But anyway, I love the movie. I have it on VHS, and then I skipped to the 4K because it was a steelbook only. So yeah, I was like, some of these are coming out on Blu-ray later on, or another company will release them. I'll gladly pick those up. I'm in the middle of doing that right now. I've got a bunch of stuff in my Orbit DVD cart, stuff that I've missed over the past year and a half that I'm gonna add finally. And yeah, so that one, steelbook only. I don't need it day one, but maybe I will pick up that Blu-ray. I want to watch the movie. That's the issue. I just want to watch the movie. I think the Anaconda 4K looks good enough. It's gonna look great on Blu-ray, I think. Let's see. What was this? The Shadow in 4K is my wish as well. The Shadow. Oh my God, I love that movie. That's another one. I have it on VHS. I still have the VHS, but I have the Blu-ray. Oh, it's another fun one from the 90s. Yeah, day one purchase for sure. And then, like those like, fine, give me the Kino Lorber 4K. But those are ones that I do want. Like I think deserve like a big chunky premium edition. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yeah. Big chunky edition on both of those, and I don't care who puts them out. Like, and I would double dip. Like, I would definitely, because I love the movie that much. Like, I would get the Kinos. I wouldn't keep the Kinos. I would toss them, or not toss them. I would give them away or donate them or sell them or something. So I just would. They wouldn't stay in the collection. But the Shadow, oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I don't know why are we not getting a premium edition of those movies. That'd be great. A VSU would be awesome. We got The Golden Child in VSU. Like, give me those movies on VSU. Let's see. You should really consider the 1408 Steelbook. I was super impressed with the Lionsgate release. The Steelbook is such good quality as well. That's the thing. I was like, I like 4Ks. I'm not against 4Ks. I want the movie in 4K. If I don't have it in the collection and I can get it in 4K, I will. My issue is I stopped collecting steelbooks only because with the family, the kids, like they get damaged. They all get damaged, and so the only ones I'm collecting the things that stay on the shelf, like my top 5 favorite films of all time that almost never get watched, multiple collections. I have 2 or 3 copies of the same movie. Those are fine. But if it comes in like a big chunky box set or something that the steelbook is protected, then I'll pick it up. But it's just a standard, and I know it has that slip over it, but I was like, I get it. I think the art's beautiful. I just think I'm gonna wait on it. I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm okay with it. I don't have the movie in the collection at all, so I was like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I want to watch it, but I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait. Not twisting my arm on that one, but I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I think it probably is fantastic, and I was like, go for it. If you love the steelbooks, you love that stuff, go for it. But I was like, over the years, the way the family, like the things get dropped, it's not worth my money. I love it, but I stopped. I used to have a decent steelbook collection. I still got some in my collection that I don't know if they're worth any money, but for me, I love them. For me, they have value, and I think they're beautiful. But like the rest of them, I've been upgrading, getting rid of them, getting the other stuff, and then just not trying to add more steelbooks in the collection that aren't in like a big chunky box or something. Let's see. Inner Space is great. I love Joe Dante films. Yeah, I was like, I love Joe Dante films. And then I don't think he's an underrated or overlooked actor, or a director, but I think like it's one. I don't know. I think his types of films go in like a category. Like it's just like you love them or you hate them. And when I talk about him, like there's a lot of love for him, and so that's great. But I was like a Chopping Mall for years. I thought was a Joe Dante film. It's not. But I thought it was. But yeah, I was like, because it kind of fits that vibe. Totally fits that vibe. But yeah, I love Joe Dante films. See, I ordered The Killer from Arrow straight away. Nice. Let's see. Arrow Killer Edition has an extended The Arrow Killer Edition has an extended edition of the film. It sounds like, why the hell didn't Shout do that? That is a conversation. I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes though, Arrow pays for like the extra stuff. So like maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't know it was available. I have no idea. I have no idea. So I'm not I'm not even trying to speculate on that one. I don't know. It kind of sucks. I'm okay. I like my version of the Killer. I think it's fine. I don't think I need to double dip on that. Maybe I will one day. I might watch that version of it at some point, but like, yeah, I think I'm okay with my Hong Kong cinema version. Or classics, whatever it's called. Beyond the Law. Let's see, what is this? Beyond the Law. I love it. Fun film. Okay, then you saw it. That's it. That's an easy pickup for me. I will actually. What am I doing my phone? Oh, it's right here. I will add that to the gotta look for because it's only on DVD. Let's see. Beyond. Yeah, that's one. Like I said, I seen the cover before. I was kind of familiar with it, but it was a little bit on my radar. But now it's like 100% of my. I need that movie. And I was like, I gotta see it. Gotta see it. Beyond the Law, Fixing the Shadow is one of my most wanted movies to get a proper release. Both the Spanish and German Blu-rays suck big time. Yeah, that's a conversation. Like, there's a lot of times I'm like, oh, this movie doesn't have a Blu-ray, and people are like, oh, but it does in Germany, and then I get it, and I'm like, it's cool that it's on Blu-ray, but it's like the quality is worse. Like, I don't know how it's worse. I mean, I understand how it's worse, but like in my brain, like I can't go. How did I spend more money to make it worse? So yeah, that's a conversation to have too. But yeah, Beyond the Law, I'll be happy with the DVD until a proper release comes out. But I mean, I got to see it first. I definitely got to see it. Beyond the Law is actually pretty good. I think it was made for TV Flicks. Saw it on VHS years ago. Yeah, I've been 100% tracking it down soon. Glad you guys said that. Morning, Mark. Morning, brother. I'm pissed I just bought the Blu-ray of Soldier. Now I really want the 4K. I'll wait for a sale. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing with upgrades. Like, especially when we don't know what's coming out, you never know. And like, for me, I think I find, and I don't know what it is for you guys. Let's see how this. For me, what I think it is I get frustrated because I used to just be that every Tuesday guy. I'd go to Best Buy, I'd go to Target, I'd go wherever, and I would have my weekly, this is the amount of movies that I'm going to be able to watch right now, so I'm going to buy 4, I'm going to buy 2, I'm going to buy 1, whatever it was. It was usually not dependent on like my budget. I mean, obviously, like everybody's got a budget, but like I would almost always go with that mindset of, well, I got some time, I got the weekend off, I can watch 2 movies or 3 movies, and then that's what I would look for. But then now, like buying things online, I'm like, well, I can save more money the more I buy, or I can get free shipping if I spend X amount of dollars. And so then I get a bunch of movies that I want, totally fine. And then a lot of times I am going through those upgrades, where before I was being a little bit more choosy of 100% solid films, movies I want in the collection, there's that. And then it is like, you know, if it's right in front of you, it's easy to upgrade. But then if you're like spending the money online, you spend a little bit more money. We don't know what's coming out. Yeah, I've done it a few times. Like The Faculty, I got that. I upgraded from DVD to Blu-ray, and it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive. But it was like I think it was probably a fair price, maybe the $15 range, or $12 to $15. And then I got that, and then as soon as I got it in, like within days, the 4K was announced, and so it's just like and then everyone's like, oh my god, the 4K is amazing. And while I think the movie's still fine, I think my Blu-ray is fine, I do have that like and it was just a standard release. I think it was like NVD put that out, so it wasn't even like an Arrow where you're just like, oh wow, that's a bigger jump, especially with the extra features and stuff. Let's see. Stone Cold with the Boys. Yep, upgrading that for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a solid flick. Val Kilmer, Elizabeth Shue. Yes. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie for sure. She develops cold fusion. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was energy. Yeah, it's energy, right? A Russian oil gang wants to get it to take over the USSR. Yeah, it was there. It was there. All these movies, I'm always trying to like pull from memory. I can't remember everything, but I love that movie. I need it. I need the 4K now. Need to revisit it. And Panic Room, that's the one. That is the one. And like at the time, I think like people were saying it was a bad film. I think, I don't know if because Kristen Stewart's in it or whatever, but I just remember like when I would talk about it, people were like, "Oh, it's not that great." And then when the 4K was announced, I think everybody was like super stoked about it. And then once that was said, it was like going to just be a steelbook. I'm like, "Oh man!" And then I look. To try to import it from another country. All the other countries got a steelbook. One of them showed a Blu-ray only, but it's either gone now or never happened. So, because I can't find it. So, it is one of those things where, yeah, I like Panic Room, and I want the Blu-ray. I want a 4K. I mean, I wanted we never got a Blu-ray. We just went from DVD straight to 4K. So, yeah, and I only have the VHS. Yeah, Jodie Foster, Panic Room. Yeah, everyone's saying Panic Room. Yeah. So I can't remember them all, guys. I can't remember them all, but thank you. You almost had it when you said Safe Room. Yeah, I knew what it was about. I knew them. It just was at the tip of my tongue. Are there any complete series that you've wanted to get? There's so many fun ones that I can think of. Yeah, actually, there's quite a few, and Firefly's at the top of the list. I found a way to watch it online. So we watched the first episode of Firefly finally, and I loved it. I thought it was fun. So I'm looking forward to finishing that. My daughter kind of got bored. She likes space. She likes Star Wars. She likes all that stuff. It's fun enough, but she kind of wasn't into that one. But she loves the movie trailer for Serenity. We had Serenity. I have the 4K. I've seen it before. But she's not seen it yet because she wanted to watch the show, and then she wasn't really into the first episode. So there's that. I want to get that on physical media. There's a ton. Peaky Blinders is a show that I've seen a couple of the episodes, but I've never finished it, and I don't have it. And so I'd like to get that whole thing. I mean, there's a ton. There's a Frontier, I think, with Jason Momoa, looked amazing. So I want to get that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's probably a ton. Do I have the? Let's see. If I had, they had that sex show with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I wanted that one. The Client List. She plays like a masseuse that does the happy endings. And so that's, from what I understand, that's the show. And there's also a movie. I think that's also only on DVD. So I want to get that. I've never seen that, but I like Jennifer Love Hewitt. Let's see. There was a bunch. I had them written down at some point. Let me see if I had them written down on my phone. Let's see. Hold on. Nope. I don't. I have them written down somewhere, but I have like a whole long list of like shows that have been recommended to me, things I've wanted to get into. But off the top of my head, Firefly, Farscape, those are huge ones for sure. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a ton. And then I have some seasons out here that are great. They're great, but I only have like one or two of the seasons. I don't have all the seasons. But yeah, so I'd like to finish those. Like All in the Family, I think I only have season 1 or season 2. I like True Blood. I got into that show years ago. I only have the first season on Blu-ray. I know it's like a girl chick flick show, but I like it. My wife makes fun of me for watching it. Boardwalk Empire, I love that show. I've seen it in its entirety, but I only have like a couple of the seasons. I don't have all of them. And then Game of Thrones, I'd like to finish that. I only have the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray, but I don't have all of them. Let's see. Hey, Marty. Good morning, bro. When I got shipped off to college, my parents threw everything away. Laserdiscs, vinyl, my Mad magazine collection, everything. Oh, man, that sucks. I feel bad for you. But I similar boat. Like, I remember, like, I was seeing this girl for a while, and then I came home one day, and my mom was like putting my stuff on the curb, like literally putting my like DVD player, like everything. And I was just like, "What?" And she goes, "Well, you haven't been home in a week." And I was like, "What?" So it was like right. I caught it, but it was like I didn't even get a phone call. Like, hey. So yeah, it's like I've been there, but like I didn't lose it, but I almost did. Wow. But I have lost my collection. Like when I joined the Navy, I had my entire DVD collection, and then that was gone. It just gone. So then I was like, I didn't see it as a big loss then. I do now, but then I was like, it was a loss. No matter what, it was a loss. But I didn't see it as a big loss because Blu-ray was there. Blu-ray was awesome. I wanted everything Blu-ray, and so I was like, I didn't care as much. But then I was like, oh, all those movies I had are still not on Blu-ray. They're still not on 4K. And I mean, not everything. I mean, obviously, a lot of this stuff I've replaced by now, and I have more than I ever did. But there's a good collection of DVDs that have just never been put out on Blu-ray. And so as we're getting more and more stuff all the time, that's awesome. But I haven't even had the heart to try to track some of those down because it's just like, it's a, kind of a crappy memory, I get it. Arrow is putting a lot more love into HK titles than Shout is. They come up with they come with an Atmos track, most subs, new subtitles, more extra features, extra versions in various movies, and their own color grading. Yeah, I mean that's a positive thing. I love Arrow. They seem to put a lot of effort into every release, and so yeah, it was like for definitely one of my favorite boutique labels for sure. But I don't know. I'm a package junkie. I love the HK Cinema package design from Shout. So I like that. I don't know. And I like Arrow. Like I don't dislike Arrow. I like their chunky boxes. I love everything they do. But I don't know that. I get it. I get it. More features, more stuff. It is about the movie. I totally get it. But I am a package junkie. I stopped collecting steelbooks too. Many issues with delivery, damage, and factory quality control. Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. There was one of my last ones, like someone's like, because I would have no problem collecting, like hands down, if it's just a plain steelbook and it's in my top 5 favorite films of all time, 100%, no problem. I skipped out on the Dracula steelbook, the 4K, because I was like, well, I got the regular. It's the same art. There doesn't seem any difference. And somebody's like, oh, the Dolby Vision, you got to get it. I got it. And then like it came to me, it almost like somebody took the entire thing and like smashed it like around a bar. Like it was just kind of bent in the middle, and like that's how it got to me. And that's one that Amazon's like, yeah, we're not going to replace it. You can just pick something else off your thing and get your money back. And so then I got my money back. I had to get another one and then send it back to them. It was just it was a pain. And I ended up getting it, but it's like, and like I've heard horror stories where it's just the constant, like they're like, after my 3rd or 4th or 5th one, it finally was good. And I was like, yeah, it's like, that's the thing where I miss being able to go into the store and pick up stuff. It would be a lot easier for me to want to get more steelbooks in the collection. But I even remember back then, like the spine slashes. So like these movies would come in a box. They come in like a nice little box like this, all the movies lined up, and then when they cut them open, you get this spine slash from the knife across the spine, and you could see that sometimes in stores too, and it's just like, man. So like sometimes especially a steelbook, I would just leave it in the store and just not get it. But then if you're ordering it in the mail, you don't know what you're going to get. And then sometimes you're stuck with it. And yeah, sometimes you can send it back, but sometimes you're stuck with it. And I have some in the collection that have that spine slash. Hence why they don't pump them out as fast as Shout. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And sometimes those extra features are more important to people. And I mean, I get it, because there's definitely films that the same thing would be for me. We're going to talk about that. Let's see. Just watched Jackie Brown for the first time. Oh, congratulations. That's one of my all-time favorites. I really enjoyed the performance, and it also watched Fried Green Tomatoes, which is surprisingly surprised with. Have you seen? Yeah, Jackie Brown is my all-time favorite Quentin Tarantino film. It easily probably makes my top 25. I love it. I have multiple versions of it, and it's one that just has always wowed me. Fried Green Tomatoes, I grew up watching it. I've seen it a million times. It surprised me. I like the story. I don't have it in the collection, or if I do, it's only on VHS. But it's one of those things where it tells the story from one point of view. It's set in modern times in the 90s, and then it goes back and tells Jessica Tandy's story. And while I think the movie's fine, I would have really just loved all in on the Jessica Tandy story and just skip all the stuff going back to the 90s and having that connection there. I don't necessarily, I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't feel that it, like, if it was taken out, does it change how the film? I think it changes how the film is. I think it makes it better. And so there's that. But yeah, Fried Green Tomatoes, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a fantastic film, and I do need the Blu-ray. I don't have it. But yeah, great films all around. Beyond the Law has a different cut, and the Spanish-German blues have those extra scenes. Oh, but they apparently couldn't find the good source, so standard definition mixed with HD, and then cut the scenes. Very much needed. Yeah, I see your point on that one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why this one gets asked so much. Like, I'm a stay-at-home dad. That's what I do for a living. I am a stay-at-home dad. I worked my whole life. I was in the Navy for 6 years. I got out because my wife wanted to get married. So then I got out, and I miss it. I miss the military. I miss the Navy. I don't miss all the nonsense. There's nonsense with the military always, but I miss the good times, and I miss being in the Navy. I miss being out to sea, all this stuff. But I'm a stay-at-home dad. That's what I am. Speaking of Elizabeth Shue, when the heck are we getting a 4K Adventures in Babysitting? Oh my God, probably never, but I hope. That's, it's a touchstone film. So unless like a boutique label throws a ton of money at Disney and they're not paying attention that day, we're probably never going to get a 4K. I would love one. It's one of my all-time favorites. I grew up on it. I had it on every single format. I never had the Laserdisc, but I have it on VHS and DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. And it's one the family grew up on. My wife does not love that film, but my kid and I, we could watch that movie, and I'm saying, like, honestly, 3 times a month, easy. And that's how much it gets watched in this house. Like, we went camping. I set up the projector, and then I ripped it to my hard drive. I plugged in like a little thumb drive into the projector, and then we watched Adventures in Babysitting while we were camping. Man, it's a great. I love that film. 4K would be amazing. Firefly and Farscape, the best sci-fi shows out there. Period. I love them. I love the first episode of Firefly. I'm super stoked, and I do have to see Farscape, so I have to get that one. That's one that I would love to add. And good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon, Jeff. How much of your budget goes to physical media per month? I don't know. I'd never calculated that. So each month it depends on what has to happen. It changes. Like, we just bought a car. I didn't have car payments for 7 years. I've said this before. I paid off both of my cars, so then I had my regular normal movie budget that I was doing every month. But then I had 2 full car payments of disposable income. And so then, while I didn't just spend it all, but there were times where, like, if I wanted something expensive, the money was there. And then just this past fall, my wife decided we needed a new car. We bought a brand new car. We have a car payment now. We only have 1, so we don't have 2. So that ate into my budget. And so then each month it changes, but like, I have things that have to get done. And we just had to put 4 new tires on the car, and that was expensive because it's all-wheel drive, and apparently you need all 4 tires. And so then that ate into my budget. So it all depends, but I have a pretty decent budget. And what I do with that is I usually decide, these are the movies I want. These are the movies that I have to have day one purchases, like big, giant, chunky premium edition sets. I want it. I was going to get the Kill Bill imprint version. There was something happened with that. So I was going to get that. Something happened with it, and I don't have it. And then I was gonna buy it now. Like, I found it. I was going to buy it now. And then something I really wanted for a very long time came up for like a holy grail item that I've wanted for a very long time came up for literally like a little bit less than what it cost me to get the Kill Bill big premium imprint set. So I was like, well, not getting the Kill Bill. And so I went over there. So I allocate, I just budget, I just decide what I want. But I don't have like an actual dollar amount for it. I don't like sharing that stuff. Like, I don't think that's fair. Cause like, everybody's got their own budgets. Everybody's got different things. And my budget literally fluctuates. And hi, Jeff. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Jeff. Firefly, make sure you're watching the episodes in the correct order and not in the broadcast order. Oh, well then I got to figure that out then because I did not know. I only watched the first episode, so I'm good. I'm good there. And then I think it's a Monday show for us. I wrote it down. I don't remember what day I'm watching it. So I literally wrote it like a notepad, almost like our own TV guide. These Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we're watching these shows. And once that show's over, we'll pick something else, and so then I can remember. But Firefly, I'm pretty sure is a Monday show, and I liked it. I liked that first one, and then we've been watching Briscoe County Jr. now. I love that one, and that's a fun one. And that's one I just picked up. Let's see. Jennifer did the Client List movie first, and then decided it could be a TV show. The two versions aren't connected though, as far as I'm. Oh, I didn't know. There was another thing like that too. I have one, but I was pretty sure they're not connected, and I think they came out at the same time. It was Christina Ricci did the Lizzie Borden Chronicles, and I'm pretty sure she did like a Lizzie Borden movie. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like there's two versions of this came out at the same time, both starring Christina Ricci. And so I have the Lizzie Borden Chronicles, the little TV miniseries on DVD, but I'm like, I swore there was like a TV movie. And so that's interesting. I'll grab them both. I'll grab everything. I like Jennifer Love Hewitt. Angel and Buffy need a Blu-ray at least. Yeah, they do. I still have a couple episodes of Buffy on VHS in a little box set. I don't have all of them, but I have like one season of Angel and like the first 2 seasons of Buffy, maybe 3, but definitely the first 2. And Buffy's also in our weekly rotation. We've been watching Buffy, so I'd like to finish getting all of them. But yeah, a Blu-ray would be welcome for sure. And there's a fun story. I saw it on the internet. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds true. It sounds amazing. So there was this guy lived in there was a tornado going to happen, and they lived in a tornado alley, tornado area. So they had like a storm cellar prepared if there's tornadoes and stuff. And the season finale of Buffy was on, and so the family went down to the storm cellar for safety, and the dad was like, I'm watching Buffy. Like if it takes me out, it takes me out. I'm watching Buffy. And because he didn't go, a tree had fell on their door. Then they would have all been stuck in there. He actually saved his family because he had to watch Buffy. The story, I've seen it a couple of times on the internet, and the guy tells the story. Like it's just a guy. The kid asks him. It was like some social media post, and it's a great. If it's true, it's an amazing story that Buffy saved that whole family. But yeah, I was like, yeah, give me the Blu-ray. Let's see. I keep waiting for MacGyver to go on sale. It seems or I keep missing it. I have the first season on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD. I don't have any of the other seasons, but MacGyver was a fun one I like to revisit. But I need all the rest. I do need all the rest. And Farscape is sad that they destroyed the negative. All that was left was the Pale Master. They upscaled for Blu-ray. Oh, I didn't know that. Man, that kind of sucks. Yeah, but why do they destroy stuff? It sucks. When Arrow releases John Woo's Bullet in the Head, it's day 1 pre-order for me. Yeah, Bullet in the Head is great. Love Kathy Bates and Fried Green Tomatoes. Yeah, I was like, she's great, but I'm telling you, her whole part of the story, if you take it out, I don't know if it adds or it changes the film for sure, but like I don't know if it takes anything away. Like I don't know. I like the film. I really like the film. I always wanted that one to just be the Jessica Tandy story. I don't know why. No, but yeah, Kathy Bates I thought was perfect. Like, she was cast perfectly in that role. As a stay-at-home dad, very cool. How do you keep in budget with such an expensive hobby? Like I said, I've been doing this for 28 years, and so I have a lot of things. I have a lot of collector pieces. I bought stuff early. I planned for it. Like, oh, that damn camera. That Lord of the Rings Library Edition box set, I bought that in 2016. It was extremely expensive, and I even got it on clearance. I waited for it to be on clearance, but that was the only thing I bought that month. Like I didn't, we didn't even pay off the cars that month, or that time frame. So we hadn't paid the cars off yet. We were just about to, and then I every bit of money I had set aside for movies went right for that. So that's what I do. I decide what I'm going to spend on movies this month. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's less. Like I said, we got car stuff, we got crazy bills, like things that have to happen. Then I'm just like, oh well, I'm not going to spend that kind of money, and I move it around. But then if there's like a big collector set like that, I put a lot more into that budget, and then whatever's left, that's where I'm like, well, I want to add these movies. Let's see if I can find them at a thrift store. Let's see if I can get them on eBay and maybe get them a little bit cheaper. So that's usually how I do it. I just kind of move stuff around, and then there's a lot of movies, because I have over 3,000 movies. Like, there's a lot of movies that are coming out in 4K that maybe I want to upgrade. So many of them are not day one purchases. Like, even if I have it on VHS, where I picked the VHS up for 50 cents, I love the movie, I have it, I don't need that 4K because I just watched it the other day. And so then now that 30, 40, $50 4K doesn't become a day one. I wait for a sale. Like the Jurassic Park 4Ks, like I don't know what they were when they came out brand new, those regular studio releases, but I picked up all three of the original 4Ks. I think I got them for under $10, but I waited for the Amazon sales, and that's what I do. I buy a lot of stuff on sale, and I've just been collecting for a long time. So then sometimes I can put the whole budget towards one of the bigger, more expensive sets. But right now, I've got like a crazy, and this is another thing I do. I go to all the places that sell movies, Hamilton Book. Oh, did I freeze? Oh, Hamilton Book, Amazon, Orbit DVD, Diabolic DVD. This new place I'm checking out, Valerie Video. I think that's what it's called. And I've never bought from them yet. So like I'm just checking them out now. They seem legit, so I'm going to check that out. But then also from the companies directly. It used to be Shout, but not anymore. So now Groove.com has it. And I grab the movies that I want. I put them in a cart. And then very quickly, those carts can be like $500, $600, $700. But I'm not getting them. I move a lot of this stuff to a wish list, and I'll get it eventually, or maybe not at all. If it hits that good price, then yeah, I'm going to snag it. And I have my wish list on Amazon. It's a public wish list, so you can always check it out. And then people do send me stuff from there sometimes, but nobody has to. Like, you really don't have to send me anything. I appreciate it though, when I do open the stuff on screen. But I move that stuff to the wish list, and then I make it public so you guys can see it, and you can see what I'm into or what I'm looking for, or maybe it goes on sale and I don't see it. There's that. But then I put everything in carts. And so like if I have, extra $100 that I want to put towards movies, I'll find something that I want. I'll put the stuff out of the wish list, and then I'll only spend that $100. And then that's it. And that's how I've always done it. And that's probably how I'll always continue to do it. Let's see. I saw a video the other day with a guy complaining about how expensive 4K is, and commenting was 4K is only expensive if you got it. Oh yeah, how did they go? I don't know. The chat jumped all the way there. Wow. We went all the way to the beginning. I don't know why they did that. Let's see. Kill Bill. Nice boob, Dan. Good morning, brother. Good morning. I thought that was the middle finger at first. I was like, hey, Kill Bill's great. I was like, I love Kill Bill. Yeah, I was supposed to get those big chunky crazy set, but then I put it off. This Holy Grail thing. Oh man, it was something that the scalper price is crazy. It's something I wanted in the collection. It's a Holy Grail. I've talked about it before, and then I got it, like snagged it. It was already like super low, and then they gave me an offer, and I was like, definitely. And so that's what I do. Like it literally is a waiting game. Like I don't have it close. Yeah, I do. Hold on. No, I don't. It's not close. It's there. It's out of my reach though. But anyway, I have this thing. I got it from Best Buy. It was $85. Like 10 years ago. I just got it, and I ended up getting two, and I got them for cheap. Like you find stuff at thrift stores, you find stuff. So the biggest thing is not everything is a day one purchase. That's how I save a ton of money. Let's see. It's good. You got an all-wheel drive car. It must be. It's a must in Colorado. Yeah, that was the thing, is when we were buying, like I had a Chevy Equinox, and then it was like two-wheel drive, and it's a four-cylinder, like little tiny like SUV. And then my wife had this Mitsubishi Eclipse. I hated that car. It was super tiny. I barely fit in it. So neither car was great for snow. But I came from upstate New York, so like I'm used to driving in the snow, and she came from Ohio, so the same thing. Like we drive in the snow very well. But then we've spent the last decade in Virginia, which in my entire decade, like 3 snows the entire time, and then only one blizzard where like it was gone. Like it was there that whole day. The very next day it was gone. And then everything else that anytime it snowed, it was usually gone by noon. And so like 3 whole snows my entire time in Virginia. And yeah, it's like other than that, yeah, she said it was a must. And so I didn't argue. It was whatever, but I'm glad to have it. And then, yeah, it was like we've been here, and since we've been here, it hasn't really snowed. And anytime it has, like it just hasn't lasted. It's like gone by the afternoon, gone by the morning, and but everyone's like, "Oh, this is weird for us," and I'm like, I expected to like get like 10-foot tall snowdrifts. Let's see, what do we got? I want Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Voyager. They will never do them in HD because GNG Blu-ray not selling. Oh man, yeah. I was like, I'm not a huge Star Trek guy. I'm aware of those things, but yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, obviously, you want what you want. I hope they put it out so you can grab it. But yeah, it kind of sucks. Star Trek Next Generation HD with the upscale graphics is awesome. Oh, that's good to know, Boop Dan. Let's see. Waiting pays off. Smart move. Yeah, it does. Like, there's so many times that I've waited on things. Like, there's times where I pulled the trigger. There's definitely times where I'm like, this is my budget this month, and I haven't bought anything yet. There's this really big, expensive thing I want. I'm getting it. Doesn't matter. And like, and I have done that. Like I've done, and recently I just did that with a bunch of out of print Blu-rays that I've wanted in my collection. And some of them I will regret if a 4K gets announced tomorrow. Like I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I wanted them in the collection. I've wanted them for a very long time. I've looked at them for so long. It was in my budget, but then I didn't buy anything else. Like that's all I bought was these few out of print Blu-rays. That was it. And so I've done that. And then there's times where I'm like, well, I have this much money this month and this much money next month for the movies. And so I save it. And so I'm like, I want these bigger things. And so I'll just put all the money there and then I won't get all these littler things. And so there's a lot of times like today, it's either Second and Charles I'm going to go to or that video store that I went to before with tons of movies. So I'm going to one of them, probably not both. I probably can't convince the wife to get me to both, because she was mad the last time. I was an hour and a half and I didn't even like touch everything that was in the store. So there's that. And then like both of those places, most everything is, on the cheaper end. Used is a huge thing. Like almost everything in this room, other than the shelves and the big premium stuff, is used. Everything else is used. All like the VCR tapes, all the used, like a lot of the stuff is used. I find it all the time. That TV, I was like, I got it for like $35. This guy was selling it. His mother won it at her work, and she passed away shortly after. And it had been sitting in his dining room for like years, and so it never got used. And I got it, and it's just like the right place at the right time. That's it. And then a lot of it is buying used stuff. I buy a lot of used. What's really frustrating is when a single title franchise gets an upgrade and then nothing. Yeah. I have a few of those. Like the biggest one for me is Stakeout. The first one only has DVD, and it's because it's stuck with Disney owns the rights to it. It's a Touchstone film. And the second one has the Blu-ray. A whole 10 yards and a whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards has the Blu-ray. The whole 10 yards does not. It has the DVD, and it's like give us the whole set. And then you got like the TV shows. I've said this before. Who's the Boss? Who's the Boss only got one season on DVD, and that's it. Nothing else. There's no physical media. I mean, maybe you can find some VHS tapes somewhere, but yeah, the rest of it, it's all in the digital space, and it sucks. Jurassic Park is ridiculous. They keep reissuing the same master. What is this third time they're releasing the same Dolby Vision master, and collectors will shell out for new packaging? Yeah, I was like, I'm a package junkie. I get it. But like Jurassic Park was a huge one. I was like, I love it. Unless they were going to come out with some like crazy, ridiculous collector set, there's no way. And I have one, but like, I have it because I was right place at right time. It was like a Best Buy clearance thing, and I'm telling you, this was like very cheap. But it's a silly box set, and when I did my box set video, I forgot to show it off, and it's like right off camera. You're not going to see it. It's like right behind that VHS tape. It's these dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, and so I don't remember which. I think it was the newer one with Chris Pratt. So it came with this round tin with the discs inside these paper sleeves and this metal round aluminum tin that doesn't sit right because it was sitting in like this cardboard, like almost like looked like a McDonald's fry box where this is sitting in. And that doesn't sit on the shelf nicely. Now this has to be a display piece or not at all. So I leave those in the original packaging, so every time we move, they're safe. And then the dinosaurs, they're just dinosaurs on little stands, and then they got little magnets, so they just kind of, they're supposed to stick together, and so it looks like they're attacking each other, but they're actually like bookends. But then you got the tails and everything, they're kind of fragile. I'm afraid they're going to break if I used them like to just stick them on the shelf and hold some movies up. But then they like I said, they got the magnets, so they kind of click together. But then the bases they're standing on, almost they're designed dumb. They look like coffins. They look like the old style coffin where it's like, it's a little bit in the bottom and then it's kind of tapered up and then it goes up and then it goes like this, and so it like has that like old style wooden pine box like Dracula coffin looking thing, and I'm like, that's what they're standing on. It looks stupid, but it was good. It was the right price. I like the Jurassic Park movies. It worked out for the collectible thing, but there's a lot of that stuff that's just not. A lot of it's ridiculous, and so we're probably said the same thing over and over and over again. It's stupid. So I was like, yeah, picking them up cheap was totally worth it. I tried watching Mel Brooks' Robin Hood, but I couldn't make it through that movie. I just assumed it was because I enjoyed Young Frankenstein. That's the thing. Not every movie's for everybody. And like that, there's always like that conversation. There's a movie for you. Now in the Robin Hood films, I don't love that one either. My wife does. My wife doesn't like movies. Like there's like in the thousands of movies we have, there's probably 100 she tolerates and 10 that she actually likes. And if you sit down and you're like, what is your favorite movie? She's like, I don't have one. Like she will tell you that. But I know there's like solid 10 that she enjoys. And Robin Hood Men in Tights is one of the ones she enjoys. I don't know. I don't hate it, but like I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. Like I don't sit there and go, oh, this is the greatest thing. Like I don't even find myself laughing. I don't know, but I like other Mel Brooks stuff. I love Spaceballs, so it's not even the parody factor of it. Like I love Spaceballs, but like some of that stuff, like some of the scary movies, like those parodies, I wasn't into those either. I might now because I've noticed that there's been a shift as I've aged. There's movies that like 20 years ago I was like, that's lowbrow, or that's not for me, or I didn't enjoy it. Or I thought it was okay, where everyone's like this is a perfect example. Happy Gilmore. I saw it. I loved it. I thought it was fine. But it was like, I felt almost like it was a one and done. It wasn't something I was wanting to go back and visit all the time. I picked it up at Best Buy for $5 and rewatched it 20 something years later. And I loved it. Since then, I've probably watched it a dozen plus times and I die laughing every time. But when I saw it as a kid, all my friends were like super into it. So like I might change my mind on the Robin Hood. I haven't, because it's been probably a good 6-7 years since I've seen it. Maybe, yeah, my kid's 9, and she, I gave it to my wife as like a Mother's Day gift from my daughter. And so it's probably 7 years ago I saw it. So yeah, I'll give it a rewatch. Maybe I like it this time around. Well, your Amazon link doesn't work. We're sorry. The web address you entered. Oh, it's not. I have to fix it. I know I shut it down when we moved because I didn't want anything to get lost in transit and then somebody feel bad about that. I'll do it. I'll fix that. I'll fix that today. Thanks for letting me know. I had no idea. Let's see. Just bought Never Ending Story 4K Steelbook. Really good movie. I catch a lot of references I didn't get before. Yeah, I love that movie. I'm glad you finally saw it. But that's a movie I love. I grew up on it. That was another talking about like big expensive things, like that giant imprint thing. Unnecessary. I love it though, and for me it was worth every penny. It comes in the replica box of the book. As a kid, I always wanted that book. I thought it was cool. And so like it did just fit all of my wants and needs. I love the movie. But then that month, like that was a day one purchase. Like, so I got a text message about this. I rolled out of bed. I ordered it day one. And so it was great. But then that whole month, like whatever was left in my budget, I took and I spent at the thrift store. I was picking up VHS and DVD and Blu-rays for $1 or $2. And like that was it. And then so I didn't buy anything else the rest of that month. So yeah, it was like, yeah, it's like for me, Never Ending Story was a great one. Let's see. It sounds like the snow moves away from you. Yeah, that's what it does. Let's see, what is this? Have you ever given us a room tour? Would you do it? Yeah, when this room is finished, because we just moved in, I'm still getting settled in. I still have to get more shelves to go from here to here, and then get the rest of the stuff. Like I have this table, this camping table that's sitting here that has stuff that I use to make videos. I did have that camping table in here where the computer was on, but I finally got a desk in here. So I will, like, when this room is finished, I will do a 100% room tour, like legit. It's still a work in progress, but I do have a video on here from the right before we moved. I did a room tour, and it was also like a mini collection tour. It was like, this is where I keep these things. This is where I keep these things. So it starts off with the VHS, because then I did get a comment the other day where like I came for a room tour, not a commentary on your movies. Well, it's a movie room. Like, I'm going to talk about my movies. So it's a little bit of both. And so like I didn't do like a spin around camera, but I took you around the room, and I was also holding the camera, holding the mic, and I wasn't very good at that, but it's there. It's there. So it shows off some of the collection, things that don't usually get shown off. And then but yeah, there'll be when this room's 100% finished, I will definitely knock out a room tour. Let's see. Talking to Andy. Hampton Walmart had three. Let's see. Hampton Walmart had 3 4K titles and barely anything that sparked my interest. Yeah, that's the thing, is like when I was in Virginia, like it was like almost anytime you go to Walmart, it's just basically almost always DVDs. It was hard to find stuff. And then there'd be like a Walmart that would have just all the 4Ks or Blu-rays. So it also depends on where you go. But yeah, I miss going into the brick and mortar stores for stuff. So that's why I'm super stoked today. I think I want to go to Second and Charles. Like, I think that Honey Hole that I found, that video is probably going to be my best bet to find some of these things that I want for a good price. But then, yeah, I've never been to this Second and Charles, and I hear it's huge. So I think that's the game plan today. Let's see what we got. The chat keeps like going to the very beginning. Let's see. I love that 80s Robin Hood BBC series. Oh, I'll check that out. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, actually, my friend in Australia, he said he was going to send me some stuff, and I don't know if that is in there. So, but if not, I'll definitely track it down. I'll track it down. I don't know. He told me what he was sending me, so I'll look it up. If he's sending it, then it's good to go. But definitely like something I'm interested in. No Never-Ending Story and 2 in 4K. The first one is classic. Everyone pretends. The third doesn't exist. Yeah, and I was like, and that one's got an early role from Jack Black. He plays the bully before the kid goes into the storybook, and the costumes are cheesy and they're not as great and everything. But I think like if it was put out in like a big collector box set, like I'd probably get them all, because like there's movies in the collection that I didn't have until I got the box sets of them. So that's one I would do. But yeah, it's like the first one is amazing. The second one's good, and I've always liked them. And so when that first one was released, I really wasn't going, oh, we really need the second one. But I would, if they put it out, I would have bought it. But yeah, I like it. It's different. It's definitely different. Like he's getting the memories. He's losing his memories. I like that it was a different thing, because it was the never-ending story. It wasn't the same thing rehashed. But then the third one, it's been so long since I've seen it, and it's all I remember is Jack Black was the bully, and the costumes and the puppets and everything were horrible, and they were not to scale. Like everything was way smaller. So yeah, the first one was amazing. See, just watched Dante's Peak. I love that movie. Nice. I used to watch it all the time when I was 8 or 9. I'll be picking up Turbine Media 4K2. Sweet. Oh, and speaking of that, you guys, I just turned on the. I didn't realize they did this, but about like a year ago, YouTube allowed you guys to comment and do stuff in the community tab. So how I post stuff, sometimes I post a picture or whatever. This is what I bought. You guys can do that too. So I guess the rules are you have to be a subscriber. And then you can post stuff. And so you can throw down, like, you take a picture of your movies and list what I picked up today, and you can post it. And then it's obviously like YouTube has to approve it. or whatever. But then I don't know. There's like something about I have to like assign moderators or whatever. But overall, yeah, you guys can post stuff. So and then I get it directly. So if you're not on social media, Twitter, because I don't do the Instagram thing anymore. They kicked me off of it for some. I got my Instagram hacked, and then like I got kicked off. So I don't know what happened. They won't tell me, and they just said I can't have it. And then I tried to get it again, and then they told me that I was probably linked to this other account, and then I canceled that one. And then I got it again, and I just do my other hobbies, plants, and and so I I just look at plants, and they haven't kicked me off of that part of Twitter yet. So if I post the movie stuff, I think they're going to kick me off again. And I don't know, whatever this person hacked, they closed down my Facebook, which I never used, and they closed down the Instagram. So now I only have Twitter, which is now X, and so you can always DM me there. I'm usually good about responding there. You can email me. I'm horrible with that, but now you can take pictures of your stuff and be like, "Hey, man, I just picked these up," and you can post it, and it goes part of our community here on YouTube, and then I get to see it, and then everybody else gets to see it, and we get to talk, and it's kind of a neat thing. I mean, you don't have to, but it's totally available. And yeah, I just turned it on the other day. I didn't even know it was a thing. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I can, it's easier for you guys to, hey, look what I got, or look what's coming out. Like it's a whole thing. And you can even like just like, hey, this movie's coming out. Did you know? And like we can have that whole conversation. It's kind of like a Discord server, but public. And I guess everybody can see it, but the only people that can comment, you have to be a public subscriber, and I'm sure you have to be there for like a period of time or whatever too. Let's see. I would love for Arrow to do 3-pack of Neverending Story. I mean, I would pick it up. I would probably pick it up. I would never get rid of that big giant imprint set, but yeah, a 3-pack, I would pick it up. Would I buy the third one by itself? VHS or DVD only. I wouldn't go out of my way to track down a Blu-ray, but if there was a solid 3-pack, I would. So you're in an island, and you can only take one of the two directors' filmographies, Tarantino or Cameron. Tarantino for sure. There's so much. I mean, I like them both, and there's so many films that I like both, and there's films I don't love on both. But the rewatchability, Tarantino all day. And and so that would include like everything that he had a hand in writing, because that would also include True Romance. And I don't think I could be on an island without True Romance. I love that film. Let's see. Were you saying before you hope The Saint is going to come to 4K, or did you see Dawn of the Discs post about it? Oh no, I talked about this morning already. It is coming. It is coming to 4K through. I'm pretty sure I said it was Kino, but it's a movie that I thought I had, because I did have it. I bought it in 2021, and I had it on VHS for all those years. I had the DVD. I had the Blu-ray just a few years ago, and so I was thinking I wasn't going to upgrade day one, because I just recently picked up the Blu-ray. It was a newer one, and so it was good, but I don't have it. It's one of the things. Everything has been scanned. Everything's been taken out of boxes. Everything's on a shelf. Every single movie has been scanned into my app. I can't find it anywhere. It's not in my app. It's not here. So The Saint never made it, and I love that movie. So that 4K is going to be day one now, but it wasn't, because I was like, the Blu-ray was good. And I just watched it before we left here, or before we moved here. So within the year, I watched it. And so yeah, but now it's going to be a day one, because I don't have it. And now I want to rewatch it. So yeah, for sure. Yep. And then, let's see. So yeah, we were talking about Remo Williams. That's going to be a huge one. I love that film. And let's see, what do we got here? Lionsgate new Rambo coming soon. Lionsgate has provided information about brand new Rambo film currently in production in Bangkok. Directed by I'm not even going to butcher his name today. I'm going to butcher that name, but I'm in. Yeah, give me more Rambo films. So I have love and nostalgia for like 80s and 90s action films and Rambo and all that stuff. It's great. I have all of the Rambo films, and I have them all, even First Blood. I have them all on 4K. And so this is going to be a great pickup. Actually, I don't think I have the last one where he was in Vietnam. I don't think. I got to double check. But I have all the other ones. And then so this is going to be a pickup for me. But you know what? I realized I don't have any of the Rocky films. I got like the first Rocky on VHS, and I don't have any. I never picked up that 4K, so I got to track down Rocky now. But yeah, this is going to be big. He's like, I don't know if it's going to be good, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Yeah, I don't think I watched. No, not the one where he was in Vietnam. The last Rambo, where he was an old man and his kid gets taken to Mexico and he wrecks everything. Yeah, that one I don't have, but I liked it enough. Yeah, this is one I'll pick up for sure. I'm stoked about it. I didn't know that was coming out. That's good news. I don't know how I even missed it this morning when I was talking about stuff. What is this? Hammer Films presents Man Trap. You're getting this. I like these big chunky boxes that Hammer's doing. I haven't picked up any of them so far, so if there's any recommendations, and I have some Hammer films in my collection. I have some, and everything I have for Hammer is almost exclusively on VHS with like 1 or 2 Blu-rays. So these Hammer big chunky box sets, if I start getting into these, like, you guys got to let me know what I should be looking for, because I would easily pick up Man Trap, but I'm like, do I really need this big giant chunky box set? It's a 50s film. I love it. I don't know if I need it, but yeah, definitely let me know if you guys are picking any of these up, if I should try to check out these. But I'm always intrigued. I like the big chunky box sets. Viavision just announced these two. I got the notice on this the other day. Saw and The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I might pick up that Saw set. I don't have any of the Saws in my collection anymore, except for the first one I have on VHS. And so because I had a few DVDs, I had a few 4Ks, I had a mixed bag. I got rid of them, and I only kept the VHS because I was hoping like a nice big box set was going to come out. And I know Viavision or Imprint did the one years ago with the big Bear Trap connection. That sold out. It's hard to get. It also breaks. And so if you get one that's great, I don't think I was going to try to get one off of eBay because it's probably going to come broken. So I got rid of them, but I was hoping like another company would put out like a nice set. So I haven't seen one yet. I would have no problem picking that up, because if they're going to put out the first, more than likely they might continue the rest. I mean, you can only hope. So that might be a pickup. It's going to be a limited edition 3D lenticular hard case with the art cards. I don't need the premium edition on Saw unless it was like a cool box set. Yeah, I'd be fine picking that up. And then here's another one, another Hammer big chunky box set, Spaceways from 1953. So yeah, they're putting out all this stuff. I like the artwork. I like what they're doing. I just don't have any of it yet. But I don't know if I want to get into it. I don't know if I do. But this is going to be a huge film. So this is a movie that it's the assassination game Tag, put out by Synapse Films in February. So soon. For years, this is a very obscure film that would get recommended once in a blue moon. I want to see it again. It's been a very long time. And the VHS, like I said, I would find the VHS for like $50 randomly on eBay sometimes. And I was always tempted to get it because of how obscure the film is and the fact that I would never see any other versions. I'm pretty sure we never got a DVD. If we did, like, I just kind of missed it out completely. But this is going to be a day one pickup for me for sure. You got Linda Hamilton's in this one. It's been a long time. But either way, yeah, it's definitely a cult film, something I'm going to grab. And I don't have too many of these Synapse stuff in the collection, so getting more of that. I was over there today, and then I was going to grab a bunch of it, but then I was like, it's a little bit cheaper in these other places, and so I went other places to get them. But Tag is one that I want to grab. So yeah, bump off your friends, rub out your classmates, and it came out in 1982. It's also called, I guess, Kiss Me, Kill Me. Everybody gets it in the end. So yeah, I'm totally in on this film. But yeah, it's like I off the top of my head, I can't tell you anything else about it. I don't remember it. Yeah, Linda Hamilton's in that, right? Yeah. Let's see, action thriller. Let's see. Robert Carradine, Linda Hamilton, Christine DeBelle, Perry Lang, John Mengotti, and Michael Winslow. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be huge. 2K Blu-ray, Region A, B and C are untested. Yeah, huge fan of that. Oops. Let's see. And then this is one that it intrigued me enough. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, but it's intriguing. Kino's putting this out, and this is an older film, restored in 4K on behalf of Studio Canal. New audio commentary by film critic and author Simon Abrams. So this movie here, It came out in 1966, The Second Twin. And it looks like it might be a noir film. And from what I gather from the little bit that I read on it, she's like a dancer, not really like a stripper dancer, but like in the 60s, whatever they called them, like go-go dancers or something like that. It was something along those lines. And so it looks like that type of a noir film from the 60s. I'll definitely check it out. I don't know if I need it day one, but I'm intrigued on that one. And it is, yeah, The Second Twin is what it's called. And then that was pretty much it. Death Ship, and then there was like another. I thought there was another Disney thing that I was thinking about. Maybe I messed. Maybe it was just that one. Oh, this one. So this one here, I want to grab. I don't have it on pre-order, but I'm going to pick it up day one. It's a Fox title that I don't know if it ever. It's a newer movie, so. Yeah, it's like give me more Disney-owned properties on physical media. I will pick them up, and then hopefully they're good. I'll keep them in the collection. But it's a movie I didn't see. Ellen McKay, and it came out just this last year. So I don't know what it's about, but it looks like it's got a great cast. Director James L. Brooks. Yeah, I'll give this a watch for sure. Yeah. So I don't know if I need to keep it, but I also don't think I need it at that $41 price tag for a Blu-ray. But a not steelbook item coming out of Disney, yeah, I think I'm going to put my money into something like that. Just hopefully it's a way better price when it comes out. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all I want to talk about today. There's that. I've been going for a little over 2 hours, guys. Always a fun time. But I think I'm going to wrap it up. So any last questions, I'm going to hit up these chats. Any last questions, get them in. And then if not, I gotta get the rest of my day started. But always fun time hanging out with you guys. Let's see. Let's see. I'm tempted to buy the Devil Backbone 4K, even though I have it in the Sony collection. Yeah, I was like, sometimes, man, getting that, the movie you like, having an extra version. I have a couple of those. I don't have that one at all, but yeah, I was like, I see your problem. I do the same thing. See, I hear someone else picked up the James Bond license and no more 4K coming from Warner Brothers. The Connery set was the last Alliance picked up the rights. So where is the Roger Moore collection, Pierce Brosnan? Yeah, I don't know. And then I only have the Roger Moore Blu-ray, the Volume 1, and then my Sean Connery stuff I have on DVD. I just picked up a Pierce Brosnan Blu-ray the other day because it was a good price. That one, I've always been tempted to grab that big box set, but I've had my favorites of the 007 stuff, so I don't know I need them all. Maybe I do, because I also know that I haven't seen them all, so there's that. But I was like, I've always loved the Sean Connery. I grew up in the Pierce Brosnan era, and then I'm just now getting into Roger Moore. So I've had no problem getting them at the cheaper end and having the Blu-rays, but I get the frustration of not having the 4K. I totally do. And that kind of, yeah, I didn't know. That was news to me. I didn't know that one. I also saw a post about a biopic style film coming called I'm Rocky or something. I'll check that out. I like biopics. Not necessarily biopic. I like more documentary stuff, in background information. I like that more. The biopics are fine. They're totally fine. I would watch it. Rambo Last Blood. Yeah, that's the one. I don't have that one, but I have all the other Rambos, so I do need to get that one, and then I'm looking forward to checking out the new one. I'd pick up 1 Million Years BC if they put it out in 4K Hammer. Yeah, I would too, 100%. I love the film. I have the VHS. The artwork's amazing. And I'm pretty sure I have the Blu-ray somewhere, but I know for a fact I have that VHS, and it would be a day one. The artwork is amazing. The movie is just stop motion animation. You can't go wrong. I love that film. It's great. There was Saw 4. That was Saw 4. Oh, I'm horrible. I'm horrible. It was Saw 4. I messed up. Yeah, I was like, well, then now I got to track them all down because I only have the first one on VHS. So I don't know. Have they put out the other ones? If it's just a random Saw 4, then I don't think I need it. But if they have 1, 2, 3, and 4, then it'd be worth it for me. I just pre-ordered Tag. Nice. I saw it when it came out and I loved it. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember too much of it, but I remember liking it. That's the thing. It's like, I'm glad it's coming out. So it's going to be a day one pickup for sure. I'm glad you grabbed it. Glad you grabbed it for sure. Yeah, there's that. All right, and then yeah, guys, yeah, as always, fun hanging out on Saturday. But again, yeah, that comment, or what is it called? The community tab. The community tab's open, so you guys can post stuff and share what you got, what you picked up, or sales, like cool stuff like that. Always, always for sure. And then obviously keep it movie related, no politics, none of that nonsense. And then I don't know, whoever's in charge over here is probably going to be in charge over there. So yeah, if you act a fool, then Blue Corner will probably time you out. But other than that, guys, thanks for hanging out, and remember to watch a movie today, and I'll catch you guys next time.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, don't give me a cat. That's mine.